Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today, my friends, you're seeing this is my perspective of what we did with Nerd of the Rings on his live stream the other day. I got permission from Matt from Nerd of the Rings to post this a week or two later. We have a first look at the Sandbox mode. Now, technically, I guess I call it second looks because this is a video. We have some people here with us. You'll see during the video. It's pretty darn fun. We're gonna have a blast. Man of the West is here. We have Durin, Higgy, a special guest as well. Anyway, this can be super exciting with the devs. So from my perspective of us playing, so it's super fun. It's awesome. We're gonna have a blast today. We're doing the Sandbox mode. I've returned to Moria. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll give you some little extra things while they're talking. I might be muted where they can't hear me and I'll be talking with you guys since it's my video. This should be a really fun video. I hope you enjoy, guys. This is my perspective. Now, I will ask if you would please go check out Matt's recording of this later because from his stream. And give him a like too and a comment and go watch his after this one too. And don't forget to like and subscribe here as well. We really want to support that because we really want to be able to push Return to Moria in a positive manner so people know about this amazing game. And also that Matt worked so hard to plan this and get this special first look, guys. This is the first look. Super duper exciting. And I'm gonna do, this will be my intro. And then I will bring you in when we are on the go here during the stream from my perspective. So let's go.
On to Nerd of the Rings. We are back in Khazad-dûm. We have returned to Moria, and naturally the first thing we did was make a dwarf column. We have returned to Moria. Six high here. This is pretty impressive, guys, I have to say.
We needed some rope ladders to help us out, of
yes,
course.
We did. Yes, Yoiston hooked us up with the rope ladders. As you could probably tell by the title, folks, today we are looking at the brand new update. So this actually doesn't come out till tomorrow, but the folks at Return to Moria hooked us up so we could play around with it, show you guys some of the new features tonight early. So this is an update that you'll find tomorrow if you fire up the game. And you see there's actually a 7th dwarf down there. It's very appropriate that we have 7 dwarves here, by the way. Dumont is none other than Jon-Paul Dumont, the game director for Return to Moria. Jon-Paul, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh man, thanks for having me. I'm so excited. We've been working really hard on this update, and there's a lot in it, so it's going to take us a while to see it all.
That's awesome. Well, We've brought in our dwarves from our previous game, so I'm gonna go ahead and break the column here. So we're all armored up in our various armors. We opted for that rather than starting fresh, which you can do if you want to do that in Sandbox mode. You want to start fresh, you can. Jon-Paul's got an awesome wolf head on him there with a barrel. So he's been serving us ale already. Jon-Paul, you said you had some surprises for us in the chests here.
Yeah, I tossed in the chest one or a couple of a lot of the new stuff that we're putting out. If you guys want to check it out. So we've got some new shields, helmets, weapons, and you can also see the updated VFX on some of the ruined weapons, which is pretty exciting. So anything you get excited about.
Oh, wow. Man.
Oh, I love this almost Radagast looking hat here.
Gondorian shield, ornamental shield. I kind of like that ornamental shield.
I'll equip it and then Matt, you can look at it. Look at this axe. Oh wow, dude, I like this. Oh.
Wow. Awesome.
All right, let's
dude,
try this.
I love this axe. It's so cool.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll grab my favorite, the two-handed little uppercut on a troll's face.
So is that a new movement set?
A spiked helmet.
Yeah, from the Red Mountains.
Ooh, these new sound effects are awesome.
I like that spiked helmet. Okay.
Yeah, the combat, we have the updated VFX. We also added some, we did another pass at sound and combat. And when you go in, although we're going to beat up some orcs pretty bad with our Elder Game stuff. But when you start fighting, you'll see that we've retuned the pace of combat to give you a little bit more chance to land your combos. Big combos really knock back orcs in a way they didn't before, and just adding more sound and VFX, try to get a little more weight and oomph behind fighting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really. I like the charge. I've noticed you changed the charge slightly. It doesn't. It's more like. It feels a lot better. It's real quick and.
Yeah, feels a little smoother, a little faster.
And it doesn't.
More kinetic.
Yeah, and some really subtle sound cues when you hold it up. Our audio team did an awesome job on that.
I love the little shing when it's ready.
I have to sing your praises again as well, just like we did before we went live. I mean, the lore of this game, you see it in the cosmetics, you can feel it in playing the game and the music.
Yeah.
Just another great job for that. You guys did a phenomenal job with that. So kudos to you all.
Thank you so much. It was a whole team effort. I mean, we started from the beginning saying, how do we make a game that felt like it was made by fans of the professor's work? And we did book clubs and read through everything, and we really made sure everyone on the team, not just me and Farah writing it, cared about it. And so I think you can see that all the way through.
That's awesome.
100%.
Shout out to Robert, first super chat of the stream. Hype train for an awesome collab. Nerd of the Rings and Voice of the Rings joined for Lord of the Rings goodness. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun time. So, where should we venture first here? Well, first of all, JonPaul, tell us about Sandbox
Thanks,
mode.
Robert. You're watching.
Basically, we had the map of Khazad-dûm, how it would be expected to be based on descriptions of the books. This kind of shuffles everything up in a blender and kind of gives us a random map, except for a couple touch points, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of ironic you guys were talking about how much you love the story, because Sandbox, we ripped almost all of it out. So with the campaign, the story adventure that we shipped with, we really felt like we wanted the crossroads to be in the crossroads. We wanted the gates to be where they were. And it was important that we told a Lord of the Rings story that felt authentic. And over time, as we were developing it, it started to get a little bit more linear. And we felt like that was the right choice for the game we were making. But we always had in the back of our head, we've got all of this procedural generation in the system. What happens if we just take the handcuffs off? And so if you open up the map, you'll notice you can even scroll through right from the beginning that we reoriented everything according to how, more traditional way of understanding Moria, that there are levels upward and deeps downward. And the further you get away from the middle, from the starting point, the harder it gets. So the higher up you go, the harder it gets, and the lower down you go, the harder it gets. And even though we know there's 7 levels and 7 deeps, we had to we started with a little bit smaller of a world this time. But yeah, it means that places that were just one big spot, like the Elven Quarter, are now, we made it into a biome. And so there can be multiple Elven biomes, multiple Westgate style biomes, multiple Dwarven biomes, and they'll just get scrambled and be anywhere up and down in the mountain.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so in this way, every seed is going to be really different.
That makes a lot more replayability too after you do the story once. That's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, and so we figure there are kind of two sort of people that we think two sort of players that we think would really enjoy this. People that really wanted a little bit more of what I'd call a like sort of naked and alone, straight up survival experience, because it really does mean you don't know where to go, and it is a lot harder start than it is in campaign. We don't hold your hand, we don't give you little starter bases or anything like that. And we also feel like people that finished the game and want to experience it a different way, because it's fun to play the campaign again, but the campaign, you start to kind of see the patterns in the campaign, and this one really breaks a lot of those patterns.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Now, we've got some folks asking, Sam in the chat, I see, is asking about the game possibly getting released outside of just on Epic. JonPaul, what's the latest on that?
Yeah, well, We are, I mean, obviously we're on the Epic Games Store now. We're on the PlayStation 5, and we'll be releasing this update for the PlayStation 5 pretty soon. We'll have a date for that quickly. It's the next thing we're working on. And that will have all of the updates and iterations that we're showing, except for Sandbox mode. We want to give it a little bit more time to bake before it comes to consoles. And then we are working on the Xbox version that is coming this year, along with the Steam version that will be coming this year. And we're hoping to have dates on those soon. I just don't have the exact date yet.
Yay.
So you mentioned your development team. How many developers are on this?
It depends on company priorities. So it's a smallish group. It's nowhere near a AAA size team.
I mean, that's awesome. That's, again, a lot of passion, you can tell.
You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
This game's better than a lot of AAA games.
Yeah!
Yeah, we had, I was talking before we started off about like kind of the values of the team, and they were the things that we all tried to live, and one was the lore forward one, and the other one we always talked about was punch above our weight. And can we make a game that looks like it was made by a big team, but by a smaller team? I think we got there in some places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
I would totally say so.
Thank you for making the carvings easier to see from a distance.
Oh,
You noticed that? That was one of my pet things, because our creative director Michael Downing, he also does all the tuning. I think he was getting really tired of me playing and going, I can't find any carvings. There must not be any. Put 10,000 more in, and he's like, there's plenty of carvings. You just can't see them. But we also, we had a bug. I mentioned the patch list in the Discord today. I mentioned that the patch list is like 2,800 words long. One of those is we found is a lot of the carvings had this weird bug where they were falling through the world. So there were a lot of them. You just could never find them because they were all below the world. And so we fixed that bug, and then we made them easier to see. So now people hopefully will actually finish the Muznikons.
That's awesome. Yeah, I noticed that. Another thing I noticed right at the beginning that I wanted to ask you about was when you first come in, obviously the layout's different. It's a little more impressive. You get to go through the halls. And the music. That was the first thing I noticed when I played the Sandbox.
Yeah, we felt like we wanted to go really authentic at first, and so it was a lot of ambient sound in the game, like the cave. But over time, the community was they really were talking about like, hey, it can get a little lonely. We're really kind of missing music, and so we put an effort in to get. There's music when you're roaming, there's music in your base, and there's more music in combat. And we're actually going to do another update pretty soon, because the one we're shipping tomorrow, it's in there, and we want it to happen maybe just a little bit more often. But we're going to tune it, but we started with this one. We're like, have you ever played those games where there's music and it's just, you hear it all the time and you get sick of it?
Yes.
So we started like, we're going to tune this way down. And so we're going to kind of play with it as we get feedback.
Yeah, definitely. And I do like the ambiance you guys do, like the wind and all the quiet when you walk through. It's very realistic. But I love that you like have the music pop in at like moments when you come in or a fight or something. It just makes you feel more like an epic dwarven hero. Like, it's really well done. It's awesome.
So, functionally as well, it's been on my mind ever since the first time I even played the first mode. What were some of your guys' inspirations, like, as a team? What other survival games did you pull inspiration from?
That's a great question. With the size of the team that we had at our peak, we had a lot of people on it, and it was a wide range. Everyone kind of came with their own sort of North Stars, but I would say the three we often sort of cited the most was Subnautica for the verticality of it, Valheim for how it felt like it made survival accessible, and then the Forest was one. When we think about the orcs and encountering them and them being kind of scary and looking at you, we felt like, so those were the three that really, in terms of gameplay, that felt the closest to what we wanted to experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys implemented that well, and I would like to even a little more praise the fact that you guys implemented it in a way that this game does feel very unique. even though you can see those inspirations you're talking about. But you did such a good job of making this game very unique, because I played a lot of those survival games, and this one is very good. There's a lot of things.
Here, I can show you. Thank you. I can show you one other thing, which is that we put a lot of weirdly work into. Is you can break one part of a building and not have the entire building explode.
Oh, sweet!
Yeah, I definitely did that a couple times.
Yeah, remember that?
Well, we would have sometimes you'd put a platform on something, like you were adding to it, and suddenly the whole thing exploded. And then the other thing we did, for those of you that really love like cleaning things up, is we made it way faster to use your hammer to clean things. And it takes a lot less stamina. So you can go through and really clean a building without it feeling quite as tedious.
Oh, cool.
And in Sandbox, we don't give you that ball-in camp right at the beginning. And so you really do, like, at some point you hit nighttime and you're like, oh, I need to sleep. And so you pick one of these buildings and build into it instead of building your own new base. So
unless you play with Matt, then we
Speaking of which,
we never sleep.
We pull all-nighters around here. Real quick, a couple shout-outs. Epic Kingdom, thanks for the super. Andrew Carlisle, member for 27 months.
Wow, Andrew.
Epic.
Nice.
And
amazing.
we got a super chat from Robert. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thanks,
$5
Robert.
super chat. Question for the devs. Will we be able to cross-play with others on different platforms, i.e. PC to PS5?
Yeah, we're still investigating that. We're doing some technical tests and trying to figure out if it's going to be a good experience. So we're looking into it, but we can't commit to it yet. We want to.
There you go.
Oh man.
We get some of that music here. Very nice.
Yeah, you guys
All right.
need to come into this room.
Yeah, where are we making a camp at here, fellas?
Oh yeah.
Come on up here. This is beautiful.
Oh, I started following Justin, and I should have known that was mistake.
I'm just gonna follow the developer.
Number one.
I feel like that's probably a good call.
We shall
I was going to let you guys play. I'm kind of along for the ride. I've got my own way that I like to play, and
Totally.
It's funny. Everyone on the team, depending on who's hosting, it ends up being a different play test because we play the game together every week, more often if we can, and
That's awesome.
it's very different
cool.
if I'm hosting because I'm very like slow and methodical and like, we're gonna fix all the statues and we're gonna get all the armor before we move to the next biome. And then we've got some other people on the team that are like, I found some stairs. We're going to the bottom. And they go all the way down to the bottom.
Oh man.
So this is cool looking.
I noticed
this looks unique
There's
here.
a rope
Oh,
ladder.
the next one over where Durin is actually pretty cool. That's one of our new environments.
Let me.
That's the beginning of the game and campaign is a lot of what we call Dwarven halls, and this was our attempt at what would the Elven hall look like.
My guys. That's very cool. So Dumont, I know you talked about the map. I can see the color changes and stuff on the map. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and we added in once we added the colors in, we wanted you to be able to see the different biomes a little bit more clear than we had in campaign. And we also added the ability to ship. We've got 2 different colorblind modes on the map too.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
And that's probably because I'm very colorblind, and our one of our UI designers is very colorblind, and so we were both like, we can't see this at all. So we made it so we could see it, and then the team was like, my eyes are burning with these colors. We're like, okay, we better do a colorblind mode.
Dialed it back a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
cool
Just
though. That's
bug
cool.
straight down.
Do you have an up and down more now on the map to make it a little easier with like the mines area?
Well, one of the things we did in Sandbox was actually try to minimize the amount of times that environments overlap each other vertically.
Oh, okay.
Because it's really like, for those of you in the community that just couldn't ever find the dragon in Baranzanbar, and we worked on fixing that update both in campaign and here. Oh, somebody found the dig down secret.
That's pretty cool.
Is that this right here?
Yeah.
So what's down there?
Let's go see.
It's a secret,
I
man.
guess we should find out. He did say that, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right.
We also learned firsthand it is not so easy to just make it that you can dig below your feet without having all kinds of animation issues.
Oh,
Managed to knock out.
Oh,
Oh,
Whoa.
cool. What? I brought the big pickaxe.
literally digging below the floor.
Oh, this is cool.
This is awesome.
Oh my god.
See, this is where I'd make a base, but I'm a little cave troll, so.
Eh.
There are
could use
definitely environments in Sandbox where you can build a base that is impenetrable.
Totally.
The siege
I like
system
it.
will not find its way to you.
Whoa. This is cool.
Wow.
These mushrooms look awesome.
This environment was one of those things where our art director, Bradley Fulton, he sort of like, worked late one night, and he's like, "I've got something to show you." And I'm like, what did you do?
He's like, I may be undermining. I mean, totally helping. Underneath.
That's one of the. I mean, I think that's one of the really fun things about working on a game with a small, experienced team that loves the game, is it's not about like a list of work. It's just people going like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be cool if?" And then a couple days later, we've tried it and it works. So that's been super fun.
Yeah.
This is like the experience of being in the lower deeps.
If you guys turn
Yeah.
off the, if you
Yeah, there's no Baldog yet.
So, question for you: when does this job as a developer, especially for a game like this, Tolkien's works and all of that, when has it felt like a job, and when has it felt just like somehow I'm getting paid for this? You know, when has it?
I mean, it's when has it felt like a job? You know, I think there are times, you know, especially like probably the end of last year when the game was pretty baked. We felt like it was fun.
Yeah.
And then it was just about wrangling, you know, wrangling the tech to make sure it was bug free and managing the date. And, you know, we really wanted to hit the date that we had told the community. And, you know, one of the things that's just in software you can't control is how many bugs and how long does it take to fix. And, you know, one of the weird things you run into in game dev is you might be like a week away from shipping and you find a bug
Horde.
and it actually ends up being faster to rip the entire feature out than to fix the bug.
Oh wow.
And then you just like cry a single tear and pull it out. So
Someone upset the orcs, guys.
I think we made a lot of noise.
We have a horde.
oh, I don't even know where the ladder is.
Oh, the Horde is here.
Did you guys
Oh,
update?
that's right. You can get hordes in the Elven quarters now.
Did you guys update the water
are we
textures?
going up?
They look
Coming
pretty
through.
good.
Upstairs.
I'm coming. I want to
okay.
fight.
Good.
And so that's actually a good thing to talk about with hordes is we mentioned this in the patch notes, so you'll see this tomorrow, is hordes were really meant to be something that challenged you but made you sort of feel like you needed to stay prepared. But the original tuning of them was hard, too hard, especially if you're playing by yourself. And so in this version, we made it that they happen more often, but they take less time. You know, because I think you know, at launch it was way too easy to end up in a horde that could be minutes, 5-6 minutes long, and you're like, okay, I get it. There's orcs. And so we wanted to make it maybe a little more frequent, but quicker to defeat. And so siege is sort of the same thing. So in the new version, you'll get hordes more often, but they won't last as long. And then another nice thing is with difficulty settings, if you get into a horde and it's a little too hard, you can actually change the difficulty in real time.
Oh,
And
nice.
all the enemies will, like, even in a boss or a horde, you're like, change it to story mode, knock them all out, put it back to normal or hard. if you
Oh,
want.
nice.
Okay. Or if you're like, yeah, this is too easy, make it super hard.
See if Matt dies ever again.
I will never die.
That's
Never
like, I
felt
always
fall
have it in a
damage.
hard mode.
Fall damage, maybe.
Yeah, from
What's up,
rope
buddy?
ladders.
Ah!
So I do have a question. Is there plans to add more, I guess, cosmetic decor that you can build and add to your bases or homes? Like, I remember going up in one of our playthroughs and just seeing all sorts of scrolls and bookshelves. I'm like, man, I want that.
Oh, you're going right down my talking points. I love it. Yeah,
That wasn't planned, I promise.
We added, you know, it might be a little hard to show. Let me grab the actual numbers here.
Need more wood.
We added in this release 8 book and scroll shelves, 6 monuments to Durin you can build in your base now, the tavern counter and cabinet, 12 rugs and carpet segments in different colors, 16 banners and flags, 8 different kinds of crystal lamps. That brazier that you see everywhere, you can build that now. A little step ladder that works. And then we added 14 different kinds of stair segments. And that was a big thing. We spent a lot of time trying to make it so it was way easier to make second floors. And then we went back and redid a lot of the player building items so that you could make things that look just like what you see. So like we touched like all 27 wall segments and made them better. Columns, wooden posts, fences. So and then we added furniture. So decorative, it's like 12 different tables and chairs. They're all decorative, so you can't sit in them, but you can really, like, you can make your own little, Michelin star dwarf restaurant now if you wanted to.
Who needs to sit in a chair when you can stand on your dwarf brother's shoulder?
Yeah, exactly.
We found an orc town.
That's cool, though, that you can, like, customize your house now and stuff, or your fortress, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and we're going to be, I think tomorrow we'll put out a couple of videos that show people just going nuts with the new decoration. And we can't wait to see some of the new builds, too.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, I want to go left.
Yeah, we basically went through all of those buildings that already existed, and we went through and said, okay, every one of these we want to be able to build it in your own base.
All right.
I just want to point out that we're pulling an all-nighter again. We haven't built a camp or anything yet.
we all ran all over too. I love it.
That's right.
Something I noticed immediately when I got on is how you guys updated all the images for the building plans.
Yes.
And I love it. It's amazing.
Cool, thanks. I'll pass that on to the team. I mean,
Yeah.
that was one of those
Much
where
clearer.
I think it was kind of an accident. It was weird. It was like an accident where we were like, we want to make this better. And then our environment artist made one icon and we were like, that's great. Let's do those. And then I think he did the math on how long it was going to take. I think when it hit the look on his face, when we were like, yeah, let's do this for everything now.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, what have I done?
Yeah. I mean, I would say, yeah, it's one of those quality of life things where it's just...
It's so much clearer.
You didn't realize you missed it, but now it's like, feels really good that you have it.
Yeah, let me see. I mean, once we find a base, if we actually want to build a base, once you build the later hearths, which we should have plenty to be able to do, that'll start unlocking the decorations.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So, quick shout out to Ambient Worlds in the chat.
Hey, what's
Ambient
up?
Worlds, friend of the channel. Also, Katie Roak says, with a $5 super chat, thank you so much, Katie. Says, no question, just really enjoyed JonPaul's Tolkien Reading Day vid with his collection and his reading. Much respect for joining in on the much-loved holiday.
Oh, thank you. That was fun to do. It took me a couple of takes. Oh, I stumbled onto Bulgak.
Hello, Mr.
Bulgak? Oh, Bulgak.
King of Azor.
I'm at the Elven Forge.
We're gonna destroy this guy.
Don't
so
worry, guys. It's all an
freaking
Ironshield.
fast.
I feel like we are. We're gonna cheese this.
Love it.
Especially, aren't we on
Yeah,
story
we're on
mode
story.
too?
Yeah.
Pump it all the
And
way
we
to
got all
the
this
back.
elder stuff.
Come on, buddy, get down here.
Yeah, come on down.
He's like, I know you're cheating. Oh, he jumped
Oh
down.
yeah.
Come
Charge
here.
it up.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Get
yeah.
him! Get him! Oh.
Slaughter.
Because of those weapons you gave us, JonPaul.
No blocks.
Oh,
No blocking.
that was
Oh, man.
well, you noticed I'll deflect from how easy that was. You notice how when he died, he dropped a piece of Durin's axe. So in sandbox mode, each of the orc leaders has the fragments of the axe. So,
Oh, cool.
Okay.
so
Awesome.
you're gonna want to
Okay.
hunt them all down.
Got it.
And we did that in a couple of places where, because we pulled the linear story out, we wanted to make sure that the game still had. There we go. Did everyone get that achievement?
Yeah. Line of Azog ended.
That was another bug fix. Is that in launch, only the person that actually did the death stroke got the achievement. So now everyone can actually get that achievement.
Oh, cool.
So how would I, let's see here. Let's up the difficulty a level since we can do that. Let's show off that feature.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love that. You can just like
Go into
open
the
it and-
settings. Is it in settings?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go,
it's-
go over to the settings page. So yeah, right there you can see difficulty.
Yeah, right in
Oh, sorry, go back one. It's on the escape menu.
Difficulty.
Yeah,
right.
go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Should
Sorry,
we go
I'm behind.
solo or normal? We'll do normal. Let's do normal. We'll go up 2 ranks.
Oh, of course you are.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Right as I'm
John,
about to
let's see.
have an orc horde over here.
I put it on
By the way,
legendary.
I'm putting in some salted pork into this wood chest here, so you'll.
Oh, that's perfect.
Josh
'cause I'm
Marauder is
about to
asking
starve.
ETA for the update. I think someone was earlier as well, like Eastern Standard, if we've got a time.
It will be, I think, 6 a.m. Pacific, so 9
Nice.
Eastern.
Nice.
That's what we're. Honestly, it depends on our alarms, and if we wake up and press we just have to wake up and press the button. So it's not quite as scientific. It's just me and the lead engineer waking up and going, "Are you awake? Yeah, I'm awake. Are you okay? Let's do it." So we're just gonna wake up in the morning and do it.
There you
I'll
go.
push the button for you if you want.
All right. If we keep you up too late, then you have an excuse if you're late.
Well, if there's one thing I've learned from 20 years of working in game and software dev is when you say, "Oh, we're definitely going to do it right at 6," that's when you find out, "Oh, we forgot to upload this one entitlement thing," and so if it's 6:01 and it's not there, just know that me and the lead engineer are probably fixing it. Oh, so here's
Still
one of
brewing your
our
First
stairs.
stair.
So in sandbox mode, if you look at the map, you've got all these different levels and deeps, and we, in campaign, you really kind of move from chapter to chapter in very specific points where the story advanced. But this one, we want you to just be able to go kind of anywhere, and so in multiple places in the game are stairs and descents, and you can go like 6 levels up and down. On each one of them, and you can really end up in some way ahead of yourself places.
That's
in the
cool.
Awesome. Wow.
That is very cool.
So if we go up high enough, do we go outside the mountain and
Does this have,
end up?
do these have to do with
my
the
art
endless
director
stair?
is like, no, don't talk about outside the mountain. I'd be like,
No scenic views?
one day I want to breach to the outside, but
It would
we're
be
not
really
quite
cool
there
to
yet.
see
man.
Durin's Tower.
How high does this one go up? Oh, we found one of the good ones because it's
Yoiston,
Wow,
man,
this just keeps
going
going.
all the way. Yeah.
This is much easier than rope ladders, all the stairs. Yeah.
I think I asked.
We can.
Yeah, I
We
think the art team, Ty Bradley, did a really great job making this environment look. I feel like this is actually one of our dwarfiest environments.
So where did you end up pulling a lot of your
This is awesome.
inspiration for the actual architectural designs?
You can just look up
Was
and
it-
oh my goodness, it just keeps going.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
there's a lot of Art Deco I can see, but which kind of comes with
It
that
just
motive.
keeps
of
going.
Dwarves are Art Deco, elves are Art Nouveau.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was a lot of the, original, like the concept art and the illustrations, throughout the history of the books. And dwarves really always had a certain vibe, and so we wanted to stick with that. But one thing we did is there's a couple of it's a little bit subtle, but we actually took some inspiration, kind of a newish inspiration, on some of the really old stuff, like in the Balrog's Nest, or I got shattered. I wasn't even paying attention. Like in the Balrog's Nest or in the Tomb of Kings, we took inspiration from some like Thai architecture, like ancient temples, like because they had a very similar tradition of carving into stone, and so we wanted to look for a couple of other influences, but for the most part we wanted to stay. We felt like it's about dwarves. Let's stay within expectations.
orcs kill him.
Oh, that guy flew like 15 feet. That was awesome.
So I noticed when I first played the Sandbox,
This is my new favorite.
testing it, I noticed that the the lighting is a little bit back more to how when you first released the game. I think I talked about it in the chat a little. I really like it because you guys, I would love the lighting in the game right when it came out, and then you guys, it lightened it up for a lot of people because it was just too dark, which I totally get. But then a lot for me personally, I don't know this for everyone, but it would bleach a little bit, right? The lighting when it was really bright, and the lights and like the fire lights into your house were like so bright, it was just like glowing, right?
Yeah, that was actually one of the reasons why. So we did go through and adjust the lighting in every environment. So
it looks really good.
Kind of been going by hand, one by one. And then, but the one thing that got me about launch was how often, the torches have a certain kind of color, and so because of that, it feels very. It always felt very warm in your base. Yeah. And so that was why we wanted to add those crystal lanterns and lamps so that you could start to have like cooler colors and different color temperatures in the base and not feel like you were just sort of in the middle of a campfire all the time.
And I just noticed there were green and yellow. Like I never remember seeing that green hue of that one light. So I don't know if that's a new light or not, but that looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I feel like we got the contrast on the light shafts a lot better.
Yes. I definitely, my definite compliment was this new sand mode. The lighting is, I saw a drastic difference the moment I turned it on. So I was like, oh,
and
this
should
looks
also
awesome.
be in campaign. The lighting changes. When
the update comes out. Then, it looks great.
We're in the second level now. So
what's your personal favorite?
We're only in the
change?
second level. Oh my gosh! I felt like we went so high.
Same. Yeah. What's your personal favorite change or upgrade that you guys made?
Ooh, man, that's hard. Well, I mean, for me individually, because I tend to play by myself a lot while I'm testing, is the single player pause.
Oh, fair.
So when you're,
I love that.
Because now I can actually stop and take some notes.
Yeah.
And so I figured if I needed it, everybody needed it. And it was interesting because that was one of those things where we had a week where the team was off for an American holiday, and then we have a couple of people on the team that are in Czechia, and so we were trying to just like brainstorm what are a couple of things that they could do, and we asked one of our awesome devs out there, Tom, to like, hey, what would it be like to put pause in? Because we always figured multiplayer game pause is really hard, and he just kind of knocked it out. So we're like, well, we gotta put this out to everybody. That's awesome. Probably just from like a quality of life standpoint. But then, I mean, we're running around and grabbing and building stuff, gathering, but building. If we get a chance to stop and just try to build something, we did so many changes to make it easier and more fun to just retrofit and remodel an existing building. Stability, we essentially nerfed the effect of verticality on stability, so you can really build high. There were so many times when it would be so frustrating, you'd put something, it would go red and blow up. Yeah. So I think probably gameplay-wise, it's the amount of work we put in on making building just way more seamless.
We never stop on this team. It's ride or die.
That is really exciting with the update.
Bring your limbus, boys.
Some sort of flat ground, and we'll start building.
Yeah.
Check out some of those.
Guys, we lost Roars.
Well, there is you'll also notice on the map there's an icon on the second level, and that's for the first time we're labeling the ranger camps, because we found so many people could not find them, and so we went a little Ubisoft and was like, let's just put it on the map, let you go find it.
Nice.
That's one more for me.
Oh, dude, this music's awesome. You guys hear the like battle music?
Yeah.
So yeah, talk about the you know, the music. It's not pervasive throughout, but it does kind of kick in when you have battles. It seems like.
Yeah, there's multiple tracks. It's there's basically roaming music, which will kind of getting hit here. There's roaming music that will kick in if you're just out and playing the game, and then when combat happens, basically when an enemy starts attacking you, the whatever roaming music you're listening to kicks into a higher tension version of that music, and so that's why the combat music can sound different each time, because it just depends on where in the jukebox the next.
Oh,
the next
that's
track
cool. That kind of makes it not quite as like.
All right, so are we making a
repeatable.
base here from the looks of it?
Yeah, I just decided to start building.
Yeah.
Let's make some beds for it. All right, I'm gonna put some beds down here.
So Chazowski, or Chasowski, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Are we getting stat tool tips to see item stats?
Oh, that's a good one. No, not in this update. We still went with. We were very. You know, it's probably an interesting choice that we made, whether that was the right one or not, was to have most of our buffs and items feel, you know, more relative to each other. This is a higher tier. This gives you a lot of something, and then let that stat panel really affect the stats. Because you know, there's a spectrum between, you know, sort of giving you every number and then just sort of telling you, hey, this is better.
Yeah.
So we biased a little bit more towards the relative, a little bit more. Again, we were talking before the stream of like, what are the upsides and downsides of being very lore forward, and in a few places we maybe went a little less gamey than we could have. So that's one example.
Oh yeah, I see all the different things you guys added. I'm horrible in survival games with building with like diagonal blocks, but you guys have some like diagonal roof bits and corner roof. That's awesome.
Oh, the furnace has like red. That's so cool. The like lava, the metal's coming out.
Yeah, that's another thing. We took a lot of the stations and added more VFX sound. Just try to make everything feel a lot more alive. I'm just putting down some of the decorations here. What do I need to unlock the next round of stuff? Oh, we got some other stuff we need before we can do that.
Oh, the lattice is awesome.
Should we be
I should have
aiming
just
for
brought
some
in
stuff?
some bronze and resin with me.
Oh, I see. We're
I've
making
got
it.
resin.
One thing I did notice, I don't know if it was from how old this is, but the snapping for like walls and things like that is just, it's so clean. On
It
this.
really is.
Yeah, that was a
lot.
lot of work, and we knew we had improvements we wanted to make when we launched, and so that was one of the big priorities in this one, is to get the snapping feeling better, getting the stability feeling better, and then the other thing is just making the pieces fit a little better. I mean, I feel like we kind of had two different Lego sets that were both looking good, but they didn't quite play nicely with each other. So we did a lot of work to make the stuff that the environment artists use to make the world really match up with the stuff that the player can build.
I love the new type of ladder, the step ladder and the rope ladder. I mean, that's a match made in heaven. That's perfect.
Yoisten is here for the ladders.
That's
Yep,
right.
That's why they always.
You know what's funny about the step ladders? We built it to be decorative, and then we were like, oh wait, it really works.
Yeah, pretty functional right there.
Yeah. Any game dev on any team that tells you they know exactly what everything is going to do when they come up with the idea. That's just not how dev works. So, oh my God, you're so high up already. We got a builder here.
Yeah, me and Yoisten are going at it. We're like.
Yeah, you'll hit the edge where you'll start needing the columns soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can test those out.
Yeah, I think the next one will break, but can I do one more? Let me see. Oh, dude, the music is awesome right now. So who did the music, like composing wise?
Yeah, well, we have an audio team. So
amazing.
The system was designed by Max, who is our basically audio director for the bulk of the game. He designed the system, and then we needed him on some other stuff, and so we brought in an external composer that worked with him to hit the vibe of the original music. So we wanted to really feel like it matched the opening cinematic music and the songs and things like that.
Well, as someone who plays in an orchestra all the time, I approve. It is amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing music.
Same with the voice acting. Honestly, all the sound design is really well done.
Good.
So I've got to ask, who wrote the shanties, like the mining shanties.
Yeah,
Song.
so that was Max Lesher, who's our audio director, along with his writing partner Teddy, and I'm embarrassing myself because I don't remember their last name. I'll have to look that up for everybody. They went to school together, and when we were like, "Hey Max," it was actually all the shanties was Max's idea. So he was. Yeah, what a great story. Music major, worked in QA, started doing some audio for us, and then had this idea of, hey, I think I could make it where we can do 8-part harmonies in real time.
So
and
cool.
we're like, okay, let's try it. And then we're like, oh, this is like a core thing we need to do. And so we sat down and brainstormed what the songs could be about. Like we poured through the books, anything that a song could be, and they just started. The two of them just went off and started brainstorming and writing. We actually had 4 kinds of songs at one point. But yeah, so we ended up with the tavern songs, the tavern songs, the mining songs, and then what we always call them the veneration songs, or they're like the respectful songs. And those we ended up going a little bit shorter because we found like spending 2 minutes singing at a statue wasn't quite as fun. So we pulled those down a little bit. And we prototyped some others, but those were the ones that felt the most fun.
I will say I love the Durin statue in the story mode when you first come in and that singing. With the group and the orchestra. Oh my gosh. I got chills there first time I was like, this is the right game. They did it perfect.
Yeah, we were real happy about that one. And then we had a Dwarven translation of Bilbo's Road Song. And that was one of those. I'm giving you all of the like cutting room floor. But that was one where we're like, oh, we wanted to get to it, but there's only so much time. I'm really feeling like I'm not being useful right now. I'm just watching you guys build.
I've just been mining copper this entire time.
Enjoying
I don't even know if we
listening.
need it.
Did somebody say they had resin? Could we build a tiled hearth? Does anyone have some ubasum wood? I need to go back to the deep store.
I have 7 ubasum. I don't know how much it takes, but I have 7 of them.
We need 15 and then 24 resin. Because if we build the tiled hearth, that'll unlock more of the furnishings.
I gotta catch up to you guys. I was at the 3rd level.
See, and that's how you can tell like the building's super clean as well, is because we just put this up in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Or just like click.
Yeah, we did. So I mentioned our creative director, Michael Downing. He threw, and with Claire, our shout out to our awesome community manager in Discord. They reached out to a couple of players that had done some big builds that we
there's
really
a freaking bat.
Get that
Sorry. Get that bat. Get him out of here.
And we basically we did a little MTV Cribs where they brought us in, they showed us the build, they showed us things that were frustrating to them, things that made it hard to get what they had in their head onto the screen, and that really became our punch list of things for improving building. And so we're hoping to see what they can do now that we fixed a lot of that.
There you guys are. Hello.
Whoa.
Should we sleep?
Cool. Yeah.
That'd probably be a good idea.
I'm an outsider here, man.
We're like,
Did we lose Justin?
That's good.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. He just done a search party
I
out?
call the bed under the rope ladder.
His character died of starvation.
That
Uh-oh.
sounds about right.
Saw it, so.
So, he's still in the chat. He's still in our group chat. Justin,
Oh, I need to put
Justin,
down
are you alive?
the girl.
In like real life alive?
He's out.
Man, yeah, he fell to the Dark Delvings or something. Let's see.
I see why you guys don't sleep on stream. It's not quite as entertaining to watch us all waiting for somebody.
Right? Who are we waiting for? Oh, it is.
I think
Oh, he's coming.
you-
He's coming. Okay.
No,
We have enough beds for everybody? Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to clean my bed. I forgot I claimed it. hadn't claimed it yet.
Do we have enough
I do
beds?
like the
1,
waiting for
3, 4, 5,
everybody
6. We only have 6 beds.
animations of like, the peer pressure. Like,
Right?
Yeah, the Z's.
I love that, like, we're so tight-knit that we can't sleep without the other ones sleeping.
I gotta say,
It seems like a terrible tactic in Casa Doom for all of us to sleep at the same time and nobody to be on watch.
yeah.
no
Just-
keeping watch of this one.
Yeah.
I do love the Z's though, because it like tells people that you want to sleep, because that's one thing in Valheim that drives me crazy. So like I think that's a really good addition, because you don't know if people have actually clicked the bed or not. You're like, did you click it? Your
Yeah.
friends, right? Like, did you click it?
You coming?
Well, maybe
think
Dale
he's-
will sleep later.
I think he's back on the first floor. So
I don't think we don't have enough beds in here yet, do we?
We need one more, I think. Does anyone have cloth?
Yeah, we do need one more.
Let's see here.
We need 6 cloth.
I got you.
Scraps.
You can sleep over by me. There you go.
Oh, nice.
There we go. So we have 7. Now we just need Thor here.
I also put a map stone at the very, very top of the stairs, so we can fast travel there later if you want.
He's not moving. Oh, there he's
He
moving.
was. He was. He was.
It was shifting a little.
You're like,
He's trying to go
wiggle
down.
your arrow on the map.
There he's wiggling.
Oh, okay. So I it shows my ignorance of what's in or not in the notes, but I remember one of the things that we struggled with most when we played through was, sorry to call you out there, Thror, but Thror died a lot. And his death markers were on our maps forever, and I don't know if we ever
I
figured
think we
that
fixed
out.
that.
Or,
I think we
okay.
fixed that. Yeah, we had a lot of in the bug fixes. There's a lot of like somebody joins late, and every waypoint ever made is all on their screen all at once.
Oh goodness.
We
Welcome.
fixed that one, and I'm pretty sure we fixed the I see everyone's death chests all the time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we fixed that one.
Nice.
I mean, it
That's
was like
awesome.
300 bugs that we, I don't want to say remember because we've got them all in Jira, but it's like a fuzzy line between was it a bug or just something that bugged us.
Yeah.
And we wanted
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we thought it was on our end for the longest time. We didn't think
we
were
thought we
doing
were being dumb.
Yeah.
We were like, where
Well,
is
you know,
it?
I mean, you can see some of that. We mentioned the Subnautica. I mean, some of the influences. You know, if you're like me and you use the map a lot, go in and turning all the waypoints off so it's a clean screen, and then picking the one thing you're really going after, and then turning that one on, and then you can see that in the world. It just kind of helps you kind of guide to where you're going.
Yeah,
I need
love
to
that.
repair a lot of my stuff. Do we have a smithy to repair?
I think we
do.
all love maps
There we
here. Tolkien fans love the maps. It's very good how you did it.
Yeah, you guys also see the changes we made to the visuals of the map. If you guys
Yes.
remember, it was this very sort of block by block, cell by cell.
Oh hey,
Yeah.
Brother
I remember that.
Siege.
Yep.
About time.
Should we close the door? Oh no, Zollin's
Hey!
out there.
Yes,
Matt's
close
like,
the
you
door."
got this, Zollin. Kunk shuts the door on me. Don't worry,
I
Zollin
mean-
Ironshield's
Where are
got
they?
this.
Maybe it's just the life of being a developer, but you guys made a lot of quality of life updates. I feel like I didn't even notice some of these, but I hope they don't get swept under the rug. I mean to say, because I know that one probably took a lot of work for fixing even like the maps and stuff like that.
Oh, is this one of those sieges that they can't get to us?
They might be behind this ore.
That's a well constructed fortress.
Yeah, I can't even find us.
Yeah, right.
There we go, Zollin.
I found him.
Well,
Come here, orcs.
Did they come? Did they?
I found him.
Okay. It's probably a good time to mention that Sandbox is going to be launching
think it's
on the
right.
Epic Game Store, so just on the PC version first, and we're calling it an alpha preview.
Maybe not.
Because we didn't want to wait. We wanted to get it out, get feedback, and iterate on it. And so,
Found him.
you know, you mentioned the quality of life things. One of the things that the reason why we're able to get a lot of those is the community is just so engaged in giving us support tickets, customer support tickets, feedback. We read everything in Discord, and so a lot of the quality of life was just us going down the line of things that people wanted.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Well, and you guys listen.
Well, that was an easy siege.
Ended.
Oh, here, he always did.
Winston died.
I've
no.
never
Oh.
died in this game, so
Rub
I
some
don't know.
stuff.
what
Jon-Paul,
happened.
you died in your own game.
Well, no one said because I made it, I'm good at it.
Well, guys, we're being shadow cursed.
Hey, look, Doran's lamp.
I found Justin, guys. I'm bringing him back.
Nice.
Yay.
Hey, would you chop down some of those trees so we can get some more robust wood while you're there?
Oh, look, there's a bunch of orcs over there.
I'm gonna put a new door in right here.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I noticed with how good you guys responded to the community was just how fast things were fixed that were like real bugs right early, and like the game just ran so
Yeah.
smoothly when it came out, right? Like it was just
Yeah,
was
we
really
did.
nice.
We did. Yeah, October, November, and December was kind of insane because we've been working on the game, and we just came out and we were like, there's just things that we were real proud of the game, but you could just watch. You never really know until you're out live.
Yeah.
Oh, I just died. I guess I should have
Oh
eaten.
yeah.
I
You guys-
love
you
this
guys fixed
axe.
stuff fast,
It like
though,
throws the orcs 15 feet in the air. It's amazing. It's the Thunder Strike first age battle axe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You can see. I love the little sparkles on the axe that
Yeah.
Cam, our VFX artist, put in. Very cool stuff. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
There we go.
Stone on it.
Yeah, this is I will be playing
That
this
is
game
one
for
of the
many,
lines, isn't it?
many,
Rub
many
some
hours.
stone.
I wrote that one. I was pretty
Did
happy
you?
about it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
I think my daughter is sick of me saying just rub some dirt on it.
Rub some
Walk it
stone
off.
on it.
What's in here? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna die again if I don't eat. I need to take that lesson. I'm just talking about the game, la la la. I should probably play
Yeah.
it.
So
TT asks, have the Doran lamps been fixed, permanently staying on once you sing to them?
They're not permanently staying on. That is still high on our list. We're hoping to get to that in the next update. We did add more Duran lamps in both the campaign and Sandbox. We felt like it was just you get to them too late in the game to really affect it, and so we felt like Shadow was so important to the concept of the game and the world building that it
Thrower,
became
there's
like
one over here for you.
you just built over it and that was it, and that didn't feel right. So we wanted to make sure you could repair more of those Duran lamps, build some of your own a little earlier, and feel like you can actually get rid of it. But yeah, we still have to fix that one issue where they don't stay permanently.
All right, we all here?
Notorious Chill, member for 35 months.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
It's almost 3 years.
That's
Thank you,
longer than
thank you.
Ooh,
Is that longer than your channel's
That's
existence?
longer than
Alan?
my channel's existence. Yeah.
How about
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey, Zollin
That's
is your
impressive.
one member part of the
Yes.
tonight?
Yeah, he's here. It's Robert. No, no. He already super chatted.
Let's see here. The
sleep.
warden says, "I love the dramatic death animation when the dwarves starve."
Yeah, there's.
Wancho says, "Where are the nameless things in Sandbox?" So can the nameless things just show up anywhere?
And they're still in the darkest deeps.
Okay.
And the darkest deeps, though, are not. They're not necessarily always at the very bottom of the mountain. They can actually show up in some other places. And in fact, there's a couple of places where you can accidentally dig your way into one and not realize it. So breaching into a nameless thing is possible if you're far enough down.
Dang.
Delightful.
That's awesome.
Kaylee, thanks so much for the super chat. This game has brought me and my best friend across country to get together more often. Very grateful for this. Thank you for all you guys do. That is a sweet message. That's
Oh,
awesome.
I love that. Thank you. We've one of the things that, going back to those values is playing the game together a lot, and I think a lot of the multiplayerness of it just came from us. We were, we started the game during the pandemic, all at home, and so it was us play testing, and someone would have one of those like, hey, what if we did this, and we kind of added in, and so we always knew the game was going to be multiplayer. We wanted it to feel co-op and PvE, but I think just the circumstances of learning to be a remote team, I think, led us to really just keep adding more stuff for different players. So that's one of the reasons why I know I get a lot of questions about why isn't there a really deep RPG system, and maybe there could have been, but I always felt like I liked the idea that my friend could just jump into the game with me, and I've made them armor and a weapon, and they can just play, and they don't have to go
pick up.
They don't have to go play for level up for 20 hours before I want to play with them, or I have to go back and slum it as a level 1 again. And so we did that in particular to make it just fun to play with friends and pick up and play with friends.
I think it was a good decision.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, because these guys hook me up with stuff. They like Higgy or
Durin
or Zollin will come in, and there were so many streams where they would come in. It was like I was a lord in like some feudal society.
We were just
and they would
Tribute.
be like, "Here, my lord, I gift you this helmet." And
My sack full of biltong.
yes, I bring you a bushel of biltong.
Oh my gosh.
May it sustain you through multiple nights.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
There were definitely a couple of content decisions in the game that I was waiting for someone to talk me out of. I still think I should go and update my resume, and the top line should just say, actually made a game with something called a snack rat in it.
Snack rat.
Well, we were like early on in the game, it was like, well, we need meat, and that was the thing you could meat, and we're like, well, no one wants to kill and eat the rats. So I think almost in a kind of snarky way, I was like, well, we'll just call them snack rats, and people will snack on them, and we never came up with a better name. So snack rats.
That's pretty amazing.
Joe Abel says, does it have a story if I play single player? Absolutely it does, yes. It's the same story, whether you're multiplayer or single player, so you can dive right in, whichever way you like to play. In case you missed it earlier, one of the new features is that during single player you can pause the game.
Yeah.
Which is nice, which is very convenient. Notorious Chill, yes, says, I've been here since the beginning of your channel, my guy. Major longtime supporter. Much love, Matt. Thank you. Back at ya. Yes, I did. I was just commenting on the duration of the membership notification there, but yes, no, I remember your username from the early days. Back when we would do a live stream and have like 8 to 12 people show up.
Well, and I think your channel, Matt, is as old as it sounds like this game process was, right? About 2020 or 2019?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because your About the Dwarves video was required reading for new members of the team.
Really?
I don't think I ever told you that.
No, you didn't.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
That went straight to his head, thanks.
Yes.
I'll make the team watch you guys' stuff too.
Oh man.
We got another horde.
Appreciate it. I don't do as cool lore videos as Matt and Royston. I'm over here. I do voiceovers too.
So when did you first start? What was like the first?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. What was the? Do you remember the day, like roughly time of year and everything?
Yeah. Well, I was. Me and a small team were helping the guys at Oddworld Inhabitants finish up Oddworld Soulstorm, which, I mean, talk about how awesome it was to work with Lorne Lanning and learn from him, even though it was just we were like the cavalry that helped at the very end. So we were working on that, and then our friends at North Beach who published the game, because I work at Free Range Games, they had been working on. It was always their dream to make something Lord of the Rings survival crafting, because they publish 7 Days to Die and Stranded Deep, which are also, if you guys are survival crafting fans, absolutely go play those games too. And so they felt like Lord of the Rings and survival crafting could really work, and when they had kind of worked through the deal and figured out when they could do it, and they came to us and asked if we'd be interested in being the dev team on it. And so that was late 2020 when the idea came up, and so then we had to sit and kind of brainstorm, design what the game would be. And so I think it really kind of came together. It was the CEO of Free Range and actually our combat engineer. They were kind of just chatting, and they were like, well, it's got to be dwarves. And at that point we were like, all right, dwarves. And so then we started working through what would be the right story. And we brainstormed a bunch of different things, and then ultimately the art director Bradley and I were like, it just feels like Moria is the thing. And so then we worked up a pitch that we were thinking about, like Moria, maybe like Balin's company. Maybe founding of, and then I think it was just like kind of a random conversation. We're like, well, what if we actually, he talks about going back. What if we did that story? And our friends at Middle Earth Entertainment loved the idea, and they've been super supportive the whole time. They were the ones that we were coming down the stretch on the game, and they asked if there's anything you could get that you haven't asked for, what would it be? Talk about a big question. And I was like, well, we've got these preliminary scripts for Gimli. Do you know, like, what would it take to get John Rhys Davies? And they were like, let us make a few phone calls. And I was like, I left that meeting going like, no, like we didn't even ask, because we thought it would be a ridiculous idea. And they made a few calls, and John was, there's a bear over here. John was really excited about it, and all of a sudden we went from like, making a game and writing some scripts to, we're writing words for John Rhys Davies now. Wow. So that was that just kind of goes to how supportive our friends at Middle Earth Entertainment were of this game from the very beginning.
That's awesome.
I have to confess, guys, I've seen a bit of the recording footage of John Rhys Davies recording lines for this, and it's pretty awesome. That's what? Cool. Yeah,
he's funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, we our executive producer during production had a chance. He and his wife had a chance to move to Scotland during production from California, and he moved to Scotland. And when we were doing the recording, I mentioned that, and he asked where, and I mentioned where, and then he just went on this like 6-minute insult fest of that part of Scotland.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So funny.
Oh, man.
But we did it all remote. He was at his studio in the Isle of Man. We were here in California, and so that was kind of the reality of working remote, is we got to be really worldwide with making the game.
I wanted to ask about the voice actors as well for our characters here and all of that. How did that go down?
Yeah, that was
they were slightly easier to get than John Rhys Davies.
It was a lot of casting. So that was one of those moments. I think as a director, it's important to be realistic with what you can get done in time, but sometimes that also you need to be a little bit ambitious. And that was one where I sat down with Max, was writing all the songs, and I was like, what if we didn't just, like, what if we just put voices everywhere? And he's like, okay, that sounds like a lot of work. And I was like, and what if there were 8 of them? And he's like, that would be an insane amount of work. And then a little later I came back and I said, what if we re-recorded the entire game in Khuzdul? And yeah, and it turned out to be a lot of work. But yeah, we managed to get 10 voices in, which I'm really happy about. And
Yeah.
It's amazing work. They did a great job.
Justin, come back, get your salted pork. So
As a joke, it's like, well, you ever need any other voices? I'll work for free. No.
Well, it also helped me with, one of the other things we wanted to do was really let players tell their own Dwarven story and not be too prescriptive. And so
Yeah.
we had a lot of debates, and I would say I'm a hardliner on this. We had a lot of debates about what accent a dwarf would actually have, and because I always kind of was like, would it really be Scottish? It's kind of a Semitic language. You'd probably sound more like, Egyptian or Israeli or Palestinian. Like it would be something more in that region. And but of course everyone was like,
Scott.
you gotta have Scott.
You gotta have some Scottish. Yeah.
So I think for the first year of development, I was like, no, it is not going to be a Scottish voice. That's not the language. It's not. There's no way that's what Professor Tolkien had in his head. And then eventually we were like, well, let's live the value of letting players tell their own story. And so you'll notice in the recording of the 4 male voices and the 4 female voices, there's a mix of Scottish sounding, Irish kind of sounding, and then there's a couple that are inspired by Semitic speakers.
Cool.
So there's a mix there, and so that way I got my accent the way I wanted it,
Yeah.
like colorblind mode, and then everyone else just picks the 2 Scottish.
And that works. That works with having the 7 clans, right?
Yeah, we
all
just took
come
out
in.
that bear really fast.
I think
We're
having
so OP right now. We should go down.
Yeah.
We should find some stairs and just go downward.
let's do it.
I'm digging a hole, guys. If y'all want to come.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the fact.
Hey, when do we get diggy hole in Kudzul?
Oh man, I wonder what the
Diggy,
licensing
diggy.
rights would be. If you're the Diggy Hole guys,
Gotta go
email
ask
me.
him. Yeah. You gotta
I think
get
if
him.
they played this game, they'll be like, "Oh, dude, yeah, we'll set you up."
Diggy Hole is one of
Yeah, make some calls.
you work on a game long enough. Oh, I don't want to talk over this.
Oh,
Oh.
what
That
happened?
was my fault. That was my fault. Oh, I knew about that bug and I shouldn't have done it. If you get far enough into singing and someone joins you, it's just like, nope, your fun is over now.
Everyone just looks dirty at
So
the
quick,
dwarf.
let's talk about something else.
All right, so
No, I'm just
here
I'm
we
just kidding.
can
It's fine.
we can
Game-
drill
game's
down
good.
here. It looks like. Should we go down
Yeah,
downward?
tell
here?
us where you
Let's
think we should
let's
go.
find one of the stairs or the descents. There's
Oh,
a
okay.
stair nearby,
Okay.
right? We should head over there.
Probably.
And just like
I think the
Peter Pan our
multiple
way to the bottom.
different accents is really cool, and that you kind of included all of them because, like, your lore that all 7 clans are coming to help Gimli like reclaim it. It makes a lot of sense that you'd have slightly different accents from different clans
Yeah.
in different parts of the world. So
And you can
I
also
think that's
feel it
kinda
in the
cool.
character creator where we, in a way, I don't know, I can want to say we punked out a little bit, but like there was a couple of times where we just had these like debates about like what would they sound like and what would a dwarf woman look like, and would there be beards or not, and so then we just decided let's just let the players pick.
Yeah,
And
that's a good
so
decision.
like with the character creator, you don't pick a gender, and you get to just tell this is a dwarf man, this is a dwarf woman, this is a non-binary dwarf, whatever you want it to be. You can pick your name, you can pick your shape, and then that's just your dwarf. So if you want to play where female dwarves all have beards and nothing else, that's your story. And so we just try to push the decisions to the players rather than making it for them.
Oh, hello.
I think for a creative game too, that was a good
There's
decision.
Oh yeah.
Marks here. Here we go.
All right. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you should watch me swing this axe and throw a dwarf.
Do it.
Or throw an orc. Because it's
Nobody
awesome.
throws.
I missed. No, but watch.
Yeah, you definitely
Watch this.
missed.
Watch it. Wait, don't kill the last one. Don't.
Oh, that was me. That was me.
Wait.
Oh, he's
Okay,
still up.
he's still alive. Okay,
All right,
don't
he's
hit
alive.
him. Don't
He's
hit him.
alive.
Let me hit him with
He's chasing
my axe,
Thror.
'cause
Ritual
My-
combat.
Run this way.
My axe will throw him. Right? Isn't that awesome?
I like the water. You guys update that too? That looks
Yeah,
Yes,
I feel
we
like the
did.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water and the shadow effects were two things that they weren't, honestly, they weren't very performant. They would kind of tank your performance, and they looked good, but they didn't look as good as we wanted them to be.
Yeah.
So both of those got a little glow up.
Yes, I do. I always appreciate good-looking water in games. My viewers
here.
Oh,
always
hey,
laugh
there's our
about
base.
that.
Wow.
All right, I think the stairs are this way.
I put a teleport at
So-
the top of the stairs if you want to just take the map there.
Follow Dumont. Oh, can we?
Oh,
Loading one. There we go.
so where are we going?
There's a lot of us up.
Oh.
Probably.
We're going. I think we should go down.
So I know you guys did a lot with the lighting already, and I think you did a fantastic job. But do you guys ever think you might implement like a contrast versus brightness tab, like pull, in the future?
It's kind of fun to think about. No, well, we just
that, like, too
did.
much?
We ended up with brightness, but the more the different variables you have, the more you just end up with this geometric complexity of testing it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But we knew from the beginning. I mean, one of the very earliest pitches we did of the game was about light and dark being a big deal, and it was just game dev, one of those things where you kind of go like, well, it'll be really dark, and then you bring out your light, and you got to choose when you bring your light out, and we kept, I think it was 3 years of back and forth of, it's too dark, okay, it's too bright, it's too dark, I need a torch, I don't need a torch, why is there a day-night cycle under the mountain, any one of those questions are ones we asked ourselves too, and so we just, I think we finally landed on, we need to make the game look good. Hey, there we go. So we're back to, maybe we should have gone
Should
down.
we go up the stair? Can it go up higher or not?
Oh wait. Yeah.
We got
Is
the
there
top.
another set of stairs? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right-
there's like three
this?
sets of stairs.
Oh, I see.
I think you guys did a really good job on the new sandbox lighting. Whatever you guys did recently, like your light artist you said, you did a really good job, because I noticed like within 30 seconds of turning the game on. But when I opened, I was like, oh, it doesn't look as bleached. It looks really nice and clean, and everything looks wonderful. I was thinking
I
a
think
moment when
the
I
color
looked.
passes, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll pass that on to the team.
Yeah, you did a really good job. I immediately noticed.
So, JonPaul, I'm curious, like, because, I feel like there's been games in the past, not to name any names or anything, that might get a single update or a bug fix, and then it just kind of gets dropped. So, like, it seems like this was always the plan for you guys to like continue to make tweaks and everything after the game came out.
Yeah, we knew that this kind of game you just need to watch people play and learn, and so we had always kind of planned on having some runway after it came out to keep making it better, and we still want to get it on Xbox and on Steam.
Yeah.
And so get it everywhere it can play. We want everyone to be able to play together. And then I think that's going to be the moment when we kind of look at it and decide what's next. The dream would be enough sales to just keep going. And that would be great. But, we all, if for anyone that follows the game industry, it is a challenging time. And I think it in some ways it's a testament to our publisher, North Beach Games, and my employer, Free Range Games, that we've been able to kind of be smart enough with our projects and our bets and our investments to be able to keep making the game better. And I would love to just keep working on this game until something else comes up.
Yeah.
Now, hypothetical.
Because I'm not still bitter about my 2/3 of a Lego Hobbit game from like 10 years ago or anything.
So hypothetically, if we, like you're saying, if everything goes great and the game keeps growing and stuff like that, do you guys think maybe you'd ever think about doing like a different mountain or like an expansion or something like that?
It's I don't have the better pickaxe. Does anyone have a steel pickaxe?
I can do.
Oh, you've got Durin's axe. Yeah.
I have Durin's axe.
Oh my god, yeah, you've got the.
I got the big one.
Two-handed one. I mean, we've got so many ideas. I think one day we could empty my notebook with things that we've wanted to do. We are really focused right now on we still think we've got at least one more update on the other platforms. But we've got, I could sit down and write out like a 5-year roadmap if we had the ability. To
Yeah.
do it, but
Okay. That's
you
awesome.
just never know. You just never know with the way that things work out, and you know, I'd love to do that. And the proc-gen system, I think, would be able to make another mountain.
Yeah, that's awesome. That answered my question. I was just thinking, like, hypothetically, that would be cool for, like, an expansion, you know, go to Erebor, go to Gundabad or something, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, something like that. That's really cool, dude. You guys do a great job.
So aside
Gundabad,
from
man, I would do Gundabad in a second.
Yeah,
man.
wouldn't that be cool?
Especially because we, you know, we placed a lot of little seeds for possible futures.
Yes.
In there, like, so if you're paying
That's-
attention to the lore and the story, you know, where is King, you know, where is King Thorin right now? Oh, someone set that guy on fire.
Oh, that's
nice.
awesome.
Oh,
that
cool.
looks so good right now.
That looks so good.
We got into a harder spot. We got some red eyes now.
Yeah,
you
because
know,
I remember that little hint you guys put in there with the lore at the end.
Yeah, because like where is Thorin Stonehelm right now? And he's busy. You know, essentially there was, you know, 2 camps of dwarves of what to do now in the 4th Age, and you've got the King Under the Mountain saying we should take back Gundabad, which is where you know, where Durin the First awoke and is overrun by orcs, and then you've got Gimli who's like, guys, it's Moria.
Yeah.
And so you can see that a bit in a little bit, and even like well, I don't want to spoil. There's a moment in
Yeah, maybe we let
there's
people.
a little moment in the ending cinematic where you even for just like a little split
I caught
second, you
it.
get a little bit of rivalry.
Yep. I
will
caught that. I
say-
know what you're talking about.
When the orc was on fire, it did not take away my in darkness, so I think that's a little immersion breaking.
I should be able to have orc torches.
Oh,
That's
Higgy.
a great point.
You always find a good
I'm
one.
down. I wasn't paying attention to my health.
It's all right. Here, just rub some stone on it, right? We'll just use
Rub some stone on it.
I'll rub it.
You're okay.
On your feet.
Matt, is that you just throwing everybody into the abyss?
Oh, yeah, I'm just wailing away on these orcs, man.
And that's another choice we did, which is our early versions and prototypes of the game. You could just yeet the orcs over any cliff, and there were just some like last-minute changes we made right before launch that made it a little hard to do that. So that was one of my. There's actually a list which is like orc yeeting is a thing we got to get back in. So it is a little easier to kick them off of cliffs now than it was.
Found it.
What is Kuzdul for yeet?
Should be.
I have to ask David
It's like-
Gallo. It's probably some complex thing of like the
there's
act
shadows
of
here.
falling, not your fault, or something.
Yeah.
I found the second stair if you want to go down.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Where at?
where?
Oh, I don't know where we were about to go, but it looked cool.
This is dirt.
Yeah,
Should
what's
we
this?
peek through here?
No, oh man.
Oh, whoa. This looks cool.
Okay, I guess we're going there.
Doesn't something?
wait,
Doesn't
wait,
an item,
which way are we
certain
going?
item, dispel that stuff? I can't remember.
Yeah, we have to repair
Yeah.
this, right? I don't have the stuff that'll repair it. You guys hop along.
do you need?
these.
What do you need for that?
Granite and true quartz. Or
We're just all gonna die of shadow because we're not playing very efficiently.
Yeah, you got to use the platforms.
This is Matt's stream we're talking about here.
Efficiency. Listen to you guys.
Don't worry,
Oh,
Zollin's always here to
sometimes
pick people
watching-
up.
Watching
why-
you guys playing, there was this like race against the clock. We were, I don't know if you guys know this, but the dev team were racing you guys in your play.
For the dragon.
What?
Oh,
We were like watching, and we were like, guys, they're gonna get to the dragon soon, because we were in the midst of finishing the last few bits. Like the first update we did in December, we redid a lot of the dragon fight to make it better.
Yeah.
And we're
That's right.
watching, and so like we're watching, and like I was like, should we tell Matt to slow down because we need another week? And I was like, guys, we've got to get this dragon out before Nerd of the Rings gets there.
That's awesome.
It was like 4 days before.
I remember.
It was
I
a couple
remember.
days.
I think one of you,
Yeah.
didn't you beat it like the day before we put the update out?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
because
beat me.
and our second to last stream, I was thinking, you know, because we were talking about how much there was left, and I was debating, like, do we just stay up late and like do an ultra long stream and finish this thing? And I was talking it out on the stream, and Chuck texts me or messages me and says, "Don't finish today. We're about to release an update."
Yeah, I remember that. I think I might have been.
You guys were like racing.
I might have been the one that already finished
it
the first time because.
That's all you got.
Yeah, I had done it. I think I don't remember.
You're okay. On your feet.
I put it down.
Yeah,
I love the
that
game.
was one of those moments where I felt like I was being rather unreasonable to the team. I was like, guys, we have to beat them. We have to beat the influencers.
Oh my gosh.
And we were
The
all
Lord of the Rings Dwarf
We were
Squad.
so tired by December because
I
we
bet.
put everything we had into it in that last year. And I think in some ways, like, this update is about us getting a chance to rest and look at what we have and, you know, play it ourselves. And
Yeah.
I mentioned this before, but I got to shout out to the community one more time. Like we really, I know that there can be, you can feel like sometimes you're writing a support ticket or write something and there I go, dying again. Just die. Let me just, I'm going to lie down while I say
Support
this
ticket. Well,
you know, like we really do read all of those and compile them, and we're constantly pouring through the Discord, and we've got, I love our community. Everyone's so supportive, helps each other out. We've got strangely one of the most positive Reddit communities.
Wow.
You know, it's no
small feat.
I know it's not really anything we've done. It's just kind of like I go onto Reddit and I'm like, oh, people are helping each other. This is great. You know, so maybe there's just something about the game.
it's a good game. I compliment the game.
Mapstone down
in another way too. I'm a big player of the Lord of the Rings Online MMO, and so is Yoiston, and we've gotten Matt to play those too. But this game is very unique, very different, a totally different game style, right? That's an MMO. This is a survival game. But you guys have the same quality of the lore stuff, and so much so that I was thinking, like, wow, you guys like drank from the same milk and Kool-Aid. You came up with these same, like, they're different ideas, but like for retaking Moria and stuff, because that they do that too in that story. It's a totally different story, but they're both like really good quality stories. Like your guys,
and theirs is in a different time period.
It is.
So,
it's a different time period. But you guys did like.
But those guys,
job.
man. I mean, I haven't met them. I don't know them. But from, you know, kind of like game recognizing game, like those guys they've got such a great reputation. Yeah. And you know, Corey, I know Matt, you know Corey Olsen. Yeah. He plays that game a lot. And really kind of there was a moment where we were like, guys, we have to make sure that if anybody wants to go square foot by square foot and talk about every little art choice, it's got to hold up. Because we see him do that in Lord of the Rings Online, and we're like, don't put that food on that table unless it would be there in this age. Someone's gonna bring it up.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you guys did a great job. That was my compliment. It's really fantastic.
Now we had some discussion in the chat about price on the game, and I don't know what it is this exact moment, but I know you guys have had it go on sale for like 50% off. I want to say it was as much as 50 or 60% off at one time, and like you guys have had it on sale. I think it might even be on sale right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, we feel really confident that just like, you know, sort of like pound for pound or hour by hour, it's one of the best values out there. The price is permanently, we've moved it down to $24.99. So when it's on sale, it goes even lower than that. And so if you think about how many hours of gameplay are in this, and then how much more we've added with Sandbox, you know, I think we on the dev team feel really proud that the players who want to enjoy this game can really get it for a good price.
It's and you can like invite your friend, right? You can be like, hey, get this game. It's not, you know, $80. And I'd like to point out there are $60 and $80 games that are not even nearly as good as this game. Not even close.
Yeah, and you know, our friends at the Epic Game Store have been awesome too. I mean, they've been really supportive. When we had questions about Unreal, they were really supportive of making sure that people heard about the game. And so our friends at Epic have also been really awesome to us as well.
That's so cool. Well, we'll continue to show it too.
Justin died. Justin's up there. He's dead.
I can tell you, I will play many more
find him.
hours on my channel of this game. Too.
Now, we had a Wancho. Yeah, Xbox will be later this year, so it's not available now.
Xbox will be this year. I will say I have gotten in trouble for giving what the estimate at that moment was. I always feel bad when I'm off on that, but yeah, we are going to get Xbox out this year.
Let's teleport to Durin, guys.
Teleport to where?
Teleport to the first stair, right?
Are we teleporting to our
first
base?
stair? Is that where we're going, Durin?
I'm at the second stair.
The second. Oh, you have a map? Oh, I see it.
Oops.
Second stair in the second.
I must have
second
picked the wrong one.
Nice.
The Warden's got
I'll
a
catch
question
up.
here. Could we possibly get some throwing axes in a future update?
Oh, that's a great idea.
I don't
That
know where
would
he
be
came
cool.
from.
You know, and I want to make the throwing torches a little better too.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I have arrows sticking out of my head right now, and my beard.
Nice.
This
you
looks
were an
pretty awesome,
adventurer.
actually.
I can.
This
Where
looks-
did I end up? I went to the wrong
This
stair.
looks fantastic.
He was fine.
Look at
until
that.
he took an arrow to
That
the
looks
neck.
pretty
I've got
awesome.
an arrow in my beard. No, it's just like sideways,
Oh, that-
so it's like decorative.
Yeah.
he is
The
decorative,
helmet-
Yeah.
The helmet looks like I'm wearing one of those helmets where it goes over top.
Yeah.
You're pulling a Steve Martin bit there,
Yeah,
to age
I
myself.
like it.
Uh,
All right.
Dude.
Like I said, oh, Thor is at the. Did you just like, Thor? Are you all the way at the bottom? Whoever's.
He just
Oh,
that's Justin.
yeah, Justin
are you at the-
is.
Okay, I'm gonna Peter Pan all the way down. Can you res me when I die?
Sure.
Okay. Here
We
we
gotta
go.
watch this happen.
Everybody
Watch
clap
this
your
happen.
hands.
There he
Baru-
goes.
There he goes.
Denethor moment.
Oh, I didn't make it all the way down
Denethor.
to
Ah!
him. Oh no.
Oh, ow.
That was the
Clap
Both
your
worst
hands and
scenario.
say, I believe in
How much
dwarves."
fall damage did you
I
take?
took 100,000.
100,000.
Thanks, Thor.
You're okay.
Is that
On your
100,000 just an arbitrary number that you guys threw and said, no, you're dead?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That makes
yeah.
You're like, we want you to know
I'm not gonna
what
say.
killed you.
I'm not gonna say I
This is
tested
the
it.
worst case scenario.
but
I
I
didn't
did.
make it all the way to the bottom, so I'm stuck in the middle.
All right. Yeah, we got
I'm
it.
coming down.
Oh, you got.
I do look very dramatic in this corpse pose.
Yeah. The death animation's pretty awesome. And also that crunching sound when you hit the ground. Oh, it turns my stomach every time I hear it.
Mic check 1 2. Am I finally
Hey!
online?
Hey. Well, hello.
We just thought you were silently pensive this whole
There
time.
he
Yeah,
is.
we just thought you were really focusing on staying alive, which is why you've only died
How
twice.
far are
I
we
used
down?
the that NVIDIA broadcast with the AI voice cleanup stuff, and sometimes Discord chat does not, or it
What you
like
get for
loses
using AI.
connection.
Yeah.
Hey,
No
we
AI.
can have another
Soulless.
discussion about AI.
You soulless robot.
Hey, you said no AI. What's the difference between procedurally generated terrain and AI?
I was just yes anding the group.
This is where you get the game dev to quit. So
Oh, I see an ancient secret 150.
Mhm.
Wait,
Clicks
okay,
away
who
or
am I
whatever.
following?
I love the
Because
naming
like,
that you guys did on this.
Follow Durin the Deathless, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh
During
wait, did
the-
I go too far down? I'm down at the. I'm in
Oh.
the second deep.
Do you want us to go
Durin,
deeper?
I'm probably gonna die on you, so we'll see how much.
Oh, the
help I'll
King's
be.
Mines.
Oh, you're good. I get you.
Wait, are
Oh,
we going
come here, you.
farther down or?
Oh. Nope. I died. Ooh.
Don't worry.
They hit hard.
I'm waiting
Yeah,
for
they
it.
do.
Yikes.
Well, here we go.
oh, that was awesome.
Uh-oh. Better. I'm
Hello,
coming,
Zach.
Yoyston.
Line up over
I'm
there.
coming, Yoyston.
They're coming in one at a time, and I'm just gonna take them out.
Oh, forget that.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Set them on fire.
Better weapon for this.
I'm seeing a question in chat, wondering if there's going to be a switch port.
Ooh, I'd love a switch port.
Ich hall.
That's maybe my answer.
You're welcome. Yoyston.
You know, if we did switch, you know, I think it's Switch is kind of a different device. It's got a different player profile and a different
now, are we all here?
technology. So it would be interesting to do a Switch port, but I suspect it would probably not be the same, exactly the same game.
All right. Oh yeah.
I'm coming.
Hey, I'll try not to mess it up this time.
I'm not gonna click it.
Don't join it.
I'm not joining.
You'll
I'm
mess it up.
I'm admiring.
Oh,
I didn't
Who
click
did
it.
it that time?
It wasn't me.
Oh, I'm still
That's
streaming.
going into the melody.
I can still hear the singing at least.
I still hear the
Oh,
singing, just not
cut off for us.
Hey, so what happened to me there? Because on that map stone I said second stair. Didn't you all say second stair?
Yeah.
But I ended up at the bottom, and you guys ended up at the top.
Well, there is a thing which is the map stones basically have a radius around them, and if the system can't place you in that radius right next to it, then it tries to find the next safest place for you to do, so you're not like falling in an abyss or something.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when if you do a map stone, you end up in a weird space. It's probably because like they were all the obvious spots were blocked.
Yeah. I noticed.
Yeah, like everybody
we did-
teleported at the same time.
It's the same
And we
time
did
as
go
what does it.
down quite a ways after teleporting too.
Yeah.
Do not go to the end of the hall there like you would normally
Okay,
go
so
to
I
the
didn't do anything
stairs.
wrong. It was just we all teleported at the same
At the
time.
same time.
Yeah,
There's a
correct.
big bug over here.
I mean, Matt always teleported right next to his good friend, that one dragon or whatever. at the
Oh,
bottom of the
yeah.
staircase.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
There's a
Every
big red
freaking
wall at the
time.
end of that.
The dragon
Oh,
misses
look
you,
at
Matt.
that.
Uh-huh.
Well, Alpha. Okay.
Whoa.
Hello, Alpha Bug.
That's meant to be there. Hey, guys,
Yeah.
just own it at this
This is
point.
a
you know?
crossover with Minecraft.
Yeah, that's
and,
supposed
Oh,
to be.
whoa.
Don't even worry.
We'll
That's
just
interesting.
This
Okay.
is what we call an alpha preview, folks.
I mean, we are
This is
the
why
alpha.
it's called the
figure.
Let me,
alpha.
let me mark what time in the video it was and go get.
Yeah.
Hey, that ain't gonna work. That ain't
If
gonna
you
work.
want any group to break this game, it's this one.
Yeah.
We'll find
Okay,
it.
good
We
to
will.
know.
We'll find a way.
I'll write that bug report right after this.
Oh man.
Yes.
Guys, it's the message. This is a message.
We're in the Dwarven Matrix, guys.
They changed something. We're gonna see a cat walk by, and I'll be like, "We didn't put cats in this game."
What about snack cats?
We did. Okay, I'll ask you guys.
oh,
What do
no.
you think? If of all the domestic animals, what animal would a
eat?
dwarf have as a
Oh.
pet?
Okay, so my dog loves rocks,
Monkey.
like over sticks. So, yeah, no, I don't think dogs are the answer, but I'm just laughing. Sorry.
I really like how the Lord of the Rings Online does this with the cave.
Oh, the cave
claws.
crawlers. Yeah, cave
Cave crawlers, yeah.
yeah.
Like I feel like it would be something we don't quite know. It'd be something found in a cave. I'm not sure
Like
what.
an underground creature.
Mole?
Yeah,
A
a mole.
A mole.
Dude,
A mole.
Like a
earthbending
naked mole
moles.
rat. Or maybe the gravelings.
Mole rat.
Oh my
The
god.
diamoon.
Yeah.
My
know,
kids
I would
would go
actually-
nuts if it
I
was
would
naked
say-
mole rats.
I would say parrot.
Oh, that's very very pirate theme.
Exactly.
Bearded guys.
Or maybe like a
canaries.
A canary, yeah.
Canary.
They would want a companion on their shoulder as they dig, talking smack to everyone else.
Not be a raven, though?
I pitched an idea that cat pets would be the best to have because they could follow along. They would just screech and hiss if an orc got near, and if they just disappeared for hours at a time, you'd be like, "Yeah, that's a cat."
Yeah,
You
exactly.
wouldn't have- the AI wouldn't have to
True.
be perfect.
That's true. A boar could be
really
good too, like a pig, just like a little pig.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I,
They're
I
good at
need
We also
smelling.
talked about mountain goats. Like,
Yeah,
because
Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool.
I had this idea I kept pitching of like you'd have a mountain goat pet and he would follow you around with stuff, and you would, you wouldn't have to worry about climbing because he would just go away, and then you'd look and suddenly he's halfway up the cliff face.
That would be
And like,
kind
how
of
did
cool.
how did he get up there?
That would be cool. That would be cool.
that would be awesome.
I would like that.
Well, this should be fun.
Have you thought about probably not since we have teleports, but like mounts in general, like with goats?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
seems like it'd
it's
be
hard
way
not
too
to
much
get
work.
I love this freaking axe. I don't know what it is about the axe, but like it throws the orcs.
Mine's
It makes me
better.
laugh
It
every
turns
time.
into fire. It burns. Mine burns people. Mine's better.
Interesting question from chat. TT says, "Any plans for the ring you get from killing the dragon?"
That's one of the.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I have a plan for that.
Cool. There you go.
Don't throw.
I
don't
noticed
throw it
that.
away.
I was gonna say I have that in my my worn down ring found in the belly of the dragon. It seemingly has no effects.
Yes.
Yeah. Super
That's-
cool. I'm
that's-
excited to see
all-
it.
That's all I want to say.
Dude, roving.
You know, you
Well,
you just
get him.
talked about
I got
having a
him.
cat.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Mary. I would love a little pet that shows me where the path to catch up with my team.
Oh,
That would be cool.
We just got one shot.
crap! Oh crap!
Oh,
Oh, gosh.
I'm coming.
Res the developer. Res the developer.
Don't worry.
He knows something.
Zollin
Oh,
is here.
no, I don't know.
I shall kill the troll. Kill
I
the
was one that was
troll.
like, let's take the troll out. Easy.
I went with you. I've got a light
Oh,
mix
he's on
in there.
fire. Oh, flaming
Gosh,
troll.
come
That's
on.
gotta smell really bad. There we go.
Yeah.
Someone
Heck
better
yeah.
combat than us did it.
I did about 2,000
That's
damage.
my
This new
flaming
axe
axe.
is
Thank you
crazy.
very much.
Man, my health is
The red axe with no grod.
This tier 6 thing is crazy. What is this thing
How
called?
I forget. How do I heal myself? How do I
Barakan.
get healed?
Eat
Well,
food.
you need some limbus or food, or Miravoir.
And
So
a better attitude.
your mention of Nogrod just sparked a question for me.
Yeah.
I've never gotten to ask anyone who's done an adaptation of Lord of the Rings this before, but
Hmm.
how was it kind of navigating and taking your footsteps around the lore that you could use
Yeah.
versus the lore you couldn't? How did
Yeah.
that go?
Yeah, this is my third Lord of the Rings game, and this one was actually, ironically, a little bit more straightforward because things based on the movie, like the first game I made was Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, which was
Oh, I love that
Oh,
game.
I loved that. Yeah.
yeah, that was my first professional game, 20 something years ago.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So you know, when you're working on the movies, you're not just talking about the complex licensing
here.
of the books, but also what was created by Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
So for this game, you know, we had the 3 core books and the Hobbit, and there's a lot in there, you know. But again, that goes back to our relationship with Middle Earth Entertainment, and it would be, I would kind of have an idea, and I would pull like reference from the books and say this is where it's referenced, and you know, there were a couple little rules, which is like, you know, you could like Nogrod and Balagost we could mention because they were mentioned in the appendices, but if there was like a line that we'd have to be careful about, which is going too far towards describing the events of the Silmarillion, and that's where the edge of our license was. So things that were predominantly in like the Lost Tales or the extended stuff, we would. But there was, you know, it's really surprising. Just those 3 Moria chapters, the section of the Council of Elrond when Gloin is talking, and the appendices on Durandal. There's a lot in there. So we were able to derive a whole lot of things from those sections.
That's so
awesome.
cool.
What was the second game? So you did Third Age.
Yeah.
The second game was one that didn't ship. It was at EA.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about with that one.
I was gonna say, was it the White Council game?
Yeah, it was the White Council.
Wow.
I was the one of the content designers, and I was one of the lore masters.
Cool.
So that was when I was like, I get to read these books and get paid again.
I remember being so excited for that game too.
Me too.
Yeah. You know, that was again that I've sort of, you game dev enough, you get through these cycles and
Yeah.
you know, cycles of boom and bust, and that was one of those cycles where it just wasn't, you know, it's not really for me to talk about what happened with that game.
Yeah.
I wasn't the director on it, but and I've still talked to a couple of people that were on that game, and cool promise, and I think all of us that were on it wish it had been able to go further, but that's how it is. The people that have been working with me for a while, there was a 7-year run at the beginning of my career where every other game I worked on was canceled.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
To the point where my friends would
I
would
died.
joke,
First death on the new build. Dang
it was the point where some of my friends that I worked with were trying to figure out, is this an odd JonPaul game or an even game?
Oh no.
Oh man.
Well, thanks
luckily I broke
for
that
sticking
streak
to it.
eventually.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you stuck to it because this game was awesome, and Third Age was an awesome game too.
Yeah.
I think the most fun thing about that game was the creative director is a guy named Chris Tremmel, who's awesome. He used to call the idea of the game Grand Theft Hobbit. And
Which game was that?
That was the White Council. I think I'm probably already at the edge of what is professional for me to talk about. But,
Okay, all right, that's fair.
No, this is North Plus.
So when do we get a prancing pony overcooked?
Well, a shout out to our friends at Weta Digital, who I don't know very well. I've met them once, but they just announced Tales of the Shire, which I'm not involved in at all. Haven't seen it or anything like that, other than it's just a fan of Lord of the Rings, and it looks cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to play that one.
Yeah.
I have an interview forthcoming on the channel.
You probably know more than I do then. Very cool.
I might. I might.
You always
Exclusive.
Very cool.
It's already gone to his head.
I know some things.
It's already gone. Oh man. Dude.
Yoisen's chest.
Yeah, I accidentally revived.
Yeah.
That Matt, we were talking maybe a couple months ago. I remember you said something to me that was like, well, making another game in the Fourth Age would be really fun, but you may have just told the only Fourth Age story worth telling.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to pitch another Fourth Age game. So that's something we're still kind of brainstorming, like what would that be?
I mean, there's the grand scale end of the Wars of Men, right, between Rohan and Gondor and the Men of the East and South.
Yeah, that's true.
We can get a Gwahir Flappy Bird.
You could go into old man Aragorn territory.
Yeah.
When do the Men of Gondor start hunting hobbits for sport? Is that the fifth thing?
Justin had the best joke today. He texted me because he's looking at doing an article for the One Ring website. It was the best joke. He said that he was going to reread Lord of the Rings, and I just thought he's so funny. Reread as if he's already done it once.
Oh, brutal.
You've been holding on to that one all night, huh? You were like, I'm gonna bring that up.
I was kind of busy when he texted it to me, and I didn't. That's normally something that I would say in the moment, but I didn't have a chance to send my snarky reply. So I held on to it.
So you waited for a public audience.
You waited
Stage.
for as many people as possible to witness it.
My mic's gonna break again. Bye.
I love these rooms where like the ore is just overflowing.
Oh yeah, where it's like covering up the statue.
Yeah, this is cool.
Cool.
There's one, we haven't found it, but there is one room that is, I think, almost entirely collapsed voxels.
Wow.
So hopefully your frame rate doesn't drop too much there.
Looking ahead to any other ideas as well, are you guys married to the survival game genre, or?
Well, any talk of another game is there's so many things that go into that. Totally. From like what my company needs to do, what offers are out there. So it's all just kind of fun to speculate.
Yeah.
But we're pretty focused here, so it'll for my friends that when White Council stopped, I was always said, okay, when's the next Lord of the Rings game? And it was a pretty long dry spell till this one. So I don't want to take it for granted that I'm getting to do this on this one. But of course I still speculate and kind of think about like, well, what would it be and what would be fun? And
you broke your weapon there, sir.
And drop my pickaxe.
So I'm just curious if you guys would lean into RPG territory or a larger warfare type, like if there's any interest in genres such as that, or would you guys want to stick?
If I got a chance to make another one, I think I'd want to stick with survival crafting and the Fourth Age, and that's only because if you look at if you just look at the history of like the great games, like if you just kind of named what are your 5 favorite games, almost all of those are games with the team got to stay together, make more than one game, similar tech, same genre, and really, start to build
Own their
expertise.
craft kind of thing.
Yeah.
Totally. That makes sense.
As much as like my game design ego likes to think, oh, we could make any kind of game.
Sure.
I think about like if we were to make another survival game, let alone another Lord of the Rings, we'd be starting, we'd have a 1.5 year head start on what we took on this game. So
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
You can do some cool things that like
a little bit of professional jealousy. You look at the awesome guys at Larian that made Baldur's Gate, and you're like,
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
guys made that.
true.
That wasn't like they just woke up one day and like we're making RPGs. That's a focus. Or the guys that make Hades, where it's like same team, same tech, same kind of game, and really hone their storytelling. So that's what I think my next thing would be. How much of the core team can we keep together? How what can we do to kind of leverage everything we learned on this one?
That's awesome.
Roving
That's
Ranger
super cool.
asks if you could add pack animals to like carry stuff for
Like
you
the
and
goats?
travel around with
That's
you.
such a good one.
I mean, that's kind of where that goat idea was.
That would be
is-
so
Oh
cool.
really? Oh, that's cool.
Well, we were really feeling like, oh, if I'm playing alone, man, it's gonna be hard to kind of move stuff around. So the goat is one of those things that it's like it's our white whale.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
day,
It would be
day
cool
we'll
one
make
day.
a goat friend.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
When you work on a game long enough, you start to get almost like little inside jokes and little like team memes, and so the goat is one of those. And for a long time, Eric the Raven was like robot generated voice until we had the voice actor come in, and the way that robo voice of Eric the Raven just said "ack," so it would be like, "There is a curse, ack." Ack. And so the team
Like a
just
Billy
started,
Joel song.
Yeah, exactly. So the team just started like that became our like this is cool shorthand. So we'd be in a Zoom call showing off something, and someone would have a cool VFX they're showing off, and everyone in the chat would just be like ack 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 ack. So that and the goat just kind of became like our own little inside jokes.
That's awesome.
The goat would be really cool.
We need more.
Yeah, so we're building kind of like a rest spot here for those in the chat curious. I saw someone ask about the Daggerath for a video game.
Another
That
bed.
would definitely not be in the
Not in our
existing
license,
middle.
but man, that would be insane.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But
I
that's
had an idea a long time ago.
We
when
need
I
more
was
cloth.
We had, when I was back at the EA Lord of the Rings games, we'd go to lunch and we'd brainstorm and we'd ask each other, what would you do with the Silmarillion? Like, what would your game be?
yeah.
And you get like, oh, we should do Baron and Luthien, and let's do Baron and Luthien. That would be the right story. Or Daggerath, that would be one. And I was always the crazy one that was like, we should do the whole thing. And you make an elf and you're immortal, and it's like a Mass Effect RPG party. And you're just like walking along, and then one day you realize like the human in your party is like the great grandson of the first human you had. You're like, oh, okay. And like the stars would wheel over you as you walk around, and suddenly it was like 1,000 years later.
Man.
But that would be an insane.
That would be
game to make.
cool. That's a really cool idea, though.
All right, are we sleeping right
So,
now?
I think we're missing cloth. Someone needs a bed.
This is some
running
some
in place.
horrible irony. I got stuck in a ladder inside of a ladder.
Oh, no.
Coming back to get you.
Someone
I
break
think
that
somebody's gonna
ladder.
have to cut me out.
How the turntables.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
The ladder's betrayed me.
No unshippable.
You can't wield the one ring. I mean, the one ladder. Nope.
Yeah.
I had 3 cloth scraps. If someone has a few, if they have less than a few.
Anyone have
Awesome,
cloth in their
thanks.
inventory?
Yep.
I saw a couple other folks were asking about any plans to add water features. So I guess like
Oh, we've talked
fancy
about
like
I think someone in the Discord was pitching, I think when I was in there, about wet farming plots. so that you could form like farm cranberries. So
He is still on fire.
that's something we're thinking about.
Oh, Thor's dying over
Oh,
there.
we gotta. All right.
I'm gonna go get Thor.
Oh, now we got a bunch of orcs coming after us.
Bring your face to my sword.
There you go.
I love this axe. Just
Yeah.
That's the best thing I
Throwing
did tonight,
orcs.
was bring that axe with me.
Yes.
You know, the orc voice actors must have had way too much fun.
Oh my gosh, the outtakes with the orc actors. I have to say, so if you guys play in the Elven Quarter enough, you will hear the line, like, "Who ate Shagrat?
Yeah.
Go brutalize them." And that was like kind of an improv our writer Farah did, and it was so funny that in the session we were like, "Keep going, just record more." And then when we shipped the game, I was like, "Oh, we put all of those in." So most of the experience of the Elven Quarter is the Goblin Men wondering who ate or did something to one of their friends, and
It's so good.
because it was just so funny. And the man, I should get there's a video. The actor that does the Troll King does not look anything like that voice. We're sitting there, we're like, could you do a voice that sounds like this? And then he just suddenly starts doing like this kind of nasally, snotty, "Do you like what I've done with the place?" Like, yeah. They had a lot of fun.
Hey, Matt.
But have you ever just kind of like crept up behind the orcs and listened to them chatter?
There, we get some. Yeah, it's
Alright, going
awesome.
to sleep?
We did
Thor,
right at the
it's just you,
beginning.
man.
He's staring at his rock.
Hold on. I've
It's
got
like I'm holding a rock.
He's gonna throw it at me.
But I love
Wait,
how he holds
wait, I'm
the
sorry.
rock up
Don't
to
throw
his
the
ear
rock.
like he's listening to it.
Yeah.
This is like a red versus
you
blue.
said rub the rock on it.
It's because he has so much isolation from falling behind. That rock is like Wilson in Castaway.
My rock.
Right.
Okay, wait.
R.I.P. Rooster Teeth.
I'm
Higgy.
sleeping with my
There we
rock.
go. There we go.
Don't make
Shout out
fun
to
of my
Rooster
rock.
Teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're saying, who was
Katie-
saying that? Oh, go ahead.
Oh man,
Oh,
Rooster
so
Teeth.
Katie
they were great.
asks, "How do you find voice actors for your game?"
Well, we've got some great professional partners. So we have we have a team in LA that does our motion capture and helps with our sound and voiceover. So a woman named Billy is on that team, was our producer that helped, and she had some great contacts with a studio called Side LA, and they've got casting agents and recording studios, and so we basically wrote up kind of, here's what we're looking for, and then they would reach out to their network, and we would get auditions and listen to them, and we also, it was important to us to have I'll say native speakers, but like that people's accents were their accents.
Yeah.
So most of our voice actors were done out of London.
Oh, okay. All right. Very cool. Well, again, you know, you ever need someone to work for free? I'm obviously joking, but I do voiceovers. It's what I.
Well, one
I'm an
of the voice
amateur, but I'm getting there.
Awesome, that's great.
Thanks.
Yeah. One of the dwarves voices. So the one that we did here, when we were doing our very first demo back in early 21, we needed a voice, and there was a voice actor, professional voice actor, that just happened to be in the gaming group with our executive producer, and we were like, hey, could you just do like a quick couple of voices for our demo? And he did so good at it, a guy named Danny. He did so good at it when we were casting. We were like, we need them to sound more like Danny, please. And
That's awesome.
one of the weirdest things for Dave, our executive producer at the time, he like plays games with this guy Danny like multiple nights out of the week, and so suddenly he'd be playing our game and hear his friend that he's used to playing, you know, Deep Rock Galactic with, and it's like, no, it's just a voice actor. So he had a very surreal experience.
That's pretty cool. Deep Rock Galactic's a fun game too. It's I was laughing at again your line you said, rub some stone on it. Like,
Sounds
'cause,
like a deep rock.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in that they say something. It's different, but they like
Yeah.
like they pour like beer on people to wake them up. It's so funny.
Yeah, we are very supportive of the team on Deep Rock Galactic working to get a dwarf tag for games in Steam.
Oh,
For obvious reasons.
yeah. They
But, yeah,
that would be
dwarf
good.
games unite.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
I do love
Should-
dwarves.
Oh yeah. I think we
What's
probably
that
got
for
that
love?
all in common.
Dwarves are back.
And we're back.
The dwarves are back.
Yeah.
Is there anything from the outset of starting the development of this game that you were like, man, we want to put that in there, and then it never quite came to fruition, or maybe not yet?
Yeah, I mean, with all game dev, it's you can write a document and make a plan, but until you really have artists and engineers and game designers and musicians come together and make it happen on the screen, you never really know. You can use your experience all you want, but you never really know if your theory. So in some ways, it almost feels like the scientific method. You have you have a hypothesis, and you put it on screen, and you're like, oh, that is not as fun as we thought it was going to be, or like, oh, this is great, let's double down. So one of the things that we really wanted to do was, I was mentioning this actually before the stream started. We wanted ropes, put a rope, climb a rope, swing on a rope. We had some of our early concept art had a lot of what would happen if 3 dwarves are on the rope kind of stuff. But it was one of those things where it turned out to just kind of not be as fun. You didn't really have control over your swinging in the same way. And when we also realized, hey, this game is going to really sing in multiplayer. We're going to be back at our bug wall here.
Oh yeah.
When it was really going to sting in multiplayer, I think the effort to make sure that if I'm on the rope and you're seeing the rope swing and there's not lag isn't hitting it, that was one of those things that we were really bullish on and thought was going to be really fun, and ultimately had to back off of. So would have loved to have gotten to that one.
I think that's you guys made good choices. That
Thanks.
you picked the things that made it really fun, but obviously, so it didn't just because even if something's really fun and a game implements it and it doesn't work good and it annoys people, then it makes people not want to play, and you didn't do that, so it was good.
Yeah.
you really did good choices.
This spot right here may be one of the most, the amount of people we've watched bring the Khazad Stone
There's
back
a
to
stone
here.
missing here.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's,
Oh,
I
like
could,
it's a
I could
puzzle
sit up
piece?
here and be like, oh, I knew everything about the game. But that's one of those things where day one of launch, I watched a streamer do that. And I was like, how did I not, 3 years of this, how did it not occur to me that someone would want to do that?
I think we did the same thing, actually.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that seems so obvious. How did I miss that? So anyway, yeah, you
It's
never
probably
know
the-
everything about your own game.
Yeah.
You got
it sounds
so
like you have to think about a
comfortable,
million
like,
things,
yeah, learning.
right? So
Well, and that's where having a really good team helps too.
Yeah.
Is you get, and I was really, I think we were really blessed to have just a team that we always called ourselves Team Good Vibes. We'd have these Friday play tests and Friday meetings, and it was always about, showing off your work and showing it even when it's messy and not done, and everybody being really supportive. So it really, I think in 20 years of dev, I think this is the best team I've ever worked with. So
yeah,
really, I hope they're listening because they
cool.
really were awesome.
it sounds like with everything you've said tonight that team was very cohesive, very kind, very everything. And how did you guys stay so close during,
love
I'm
Lord of the
sure,
Rings.
like stressful processes?
It's hard to say. I wish I had some magic. I should have given a talk at Game Developers Conference, but I think it's just good people that all kind of loved the subject matter, and we all had that bonded to us. And a couple of the other leads on the team, they all just sort of bought into, that idea that we need to support each other, and that there's a time for critique and there's a time for just being happy that something is cool.
Totally.
And so knowing when to do that. But it was hard. I mean, it was hard being remote, trying to figure out how to make a game when we're not all in the same room. And that those weren't easy challenges, and we had a lot of false starts. We probably, I think we redesigned how we made the game almost as many times as the game, because poison.
Oh my gosh, Matt. You threw that guy so far.
I was gonna say, before you do, if you notice my beard, one of the three beard
I see it. It's wiggling.
Strands.
braids, is wiggling
Yeah,
in a different direction.
that's classic.
That's
I actually love that.
That's the
That's a lot of work.
intensive.
It's another,
God.
it's another good reason to just play a lot of games too, because whenever I get kind of down, like, oh man, we should have been able to fix that bug, and then I'll go play some other like AAA game, and I'll be like, they've got the same bug as
They
us.
got it. Oh my. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Their feet are sliding just as much as our feet slide.
Has anyone? Oh wow.
Oh,
Durin, no.
We have a troll here.
Yeah. What is
Oh,
what's
I
that
love
one
him
that
on
had?
fire. That is so cool.
Troll. Whoa! Ow.
I really am not prepared for this fight. I've got no food.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get it. Me and Yosin got this. Oh, dodge!
Oh, all right, you got this.
It's no boss mode.
I'll do my best.
Boss
Warrior
mode.
Zollin, you will never kill Zollin Ironshield.
oh,
Right, at least we slept since last time.
oh! He just killed a sheep with his stone.
Res
I
me.
know.
Oh, you don't get the goat.
Zollin, if you can res me.
I'm sure any team members that are watching this are just know that.
Okay, he's dead.
Yeah,
They're
there
probably
we go.
watching us play chaotically, going, "Oh, JonPaul's gotta hate that."
All right.
I mean, do we want to?
Robert, thank you again for another super chat. Question for devs. I'm curious what you / Free Range Games are doing for security to protect our data. Do you outsource security services? Do you guys host yourselves? If so, are doing server hardening, external pen tests, third-party audits, etc.?
That's a great question. I probably am not going to be the right one to give that level of specific answer, but we made a choice because we were not going to be a live service game. We weren't going to have microtransactions. We didn't want to do anything like that. That we made sure that we were compliant, like GDPR compliant. But multiplayer is peer-to-peer. We don't have anything in between. Once you put in your code and we match you, we don't have anything in there. And at this moment, we do some very minimal anonymous tracking just so we know kind of how many people we're playing on a given day. But it's very low touch. So we don't have any players' data stored anywhere.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm
I
sure,
love.
I'm sure my lead engineer is like, there was so much better answer than that. But he's gonna DM me tonight, and he's like, you should have said this. And I'm like, oh yeah, that would have been a better answer.
Hey, you know what? That was pretty good. I'm glad that you guys didn't do the microtransactions. I think it's just been really nice to have just a game that's good to play.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked
Yeah.
on mobile games. I've worked on free-to-play games, and I think there's a place for that. You know,
Oh,
I'm a huge
totally.
I'm a huge Marvel Snap player. Like
Okay,
that's my
yeah.
whenever I just sit and like I've got some moment to myself, I'm like I could doom scroll, or I could try out this new Red Hulk deck. And it's got microtransactions and it feels
definitely
right.
a place for
you know?
that. Yeah.
So there's a place for all those kind of things. I just feel like this kind of game, you know, wasn't right for us. So
Yeah.
Anybody
Well, I
have
think
any
like
boss
kind of
mode?
like Larian, you guys did such a good job with this game.
Let's see
Wait,
here.
wait. I got one. I got enough.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember you were saying about like how Baldur's Gate did so good. And like,
I love that game. Man,
it
that
will
game,
be cool
like,
if
destroyed so much of my life.
I
was like work on this
yeah.
game, and then I'd go home and play Baldur's Gate. And,
There we go.
Yeah. And of course they had. I mean, I'm assuming you probably played Divinity 2 then, as well.
I played a little Divinity 2. I kind of bounced off of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've got a couple of friends that love Divinity.
It's really. I'm a big fan. But I like Baldur's Gate 3 better. But you can see where they built it up.
I don't know if this is telling on myself, but maybe it's just because I'm at my computer all day, kind of making games. Like when I sit down to play on my own time, it's not like research for another game or a genre I'm working on. I kind of want like, I kind of want to be on a Disneyland ride and
Separate,
just like get in a flow and just like, because it's hard to play the same kind of genre over and over again, especially this genre.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And so games with a lot of reading text, I just kind of fall asleep, and it's not because I don't love those games. I think it's because it's like between making games and having a kid, when I finally get to sit down and play, it'll be like, 9 or 10 o'clock, and then my eyes are tired. And so I'm like,
100%.
let me just hear the Star Wars theme. Let me just kill some stormtroopers.
Yeah. Just like, I just want to battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a mix.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of games I've got, like Pentiment, games that are just on my list that I'm like, I really want to play that. And then I sit down and I'm like, oh, text. And then, of course, I write the games, and I'm like, everyone is going to read every word I wrote, right? And meanwhile, I'm a player that's like, no.
Click, next, right?
Yeah.
I'm notorious
Hey,
for
I
doing
read
that.
your text.
Like,
Nothing is more painful
through.
than like, oh yeah, or like doing a play test, and you're like, this one line of text is going to explain the entire survival crafting loop, and then you watch them like next.
You're like,
and then they'll write on a survey, I didn't understand how survival crafting works. I was like,
exactly.
All right, we got to do this differently.
Oh my gosh, that is so true, because like I was always that guy. Like even like, for example, I get Lord of the Rings Online, I just click next, accept quest, move on, right? And like now for like my job, I do voiceovers in that game, reading those things.
Oh, nice.
That's like, I was like, because I was this guy that was like, I think it's boring when there's no voiceover, right? And they'll voice over some of them, they do. But I mean, they have hundreds of thousands of these quests. So I just do voices for the characters and read them through. And it's like,
I like how you were like, I kind of do voices, on the side, and then like a little later for Lord of the Rings Online. that's not a little thing.
That's
awesome.
fair. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I never thought I'd start doing that. It just popped in my head one day. I was like, oh. Well, thank you, Lord.
Cool.
That's a great idea.
I make memes. That's my
Call
job.
whenever you want.
Higgy makes memes? Yes. The ultimate meme maker.
I've got enough for that tiled hearth.
Oh, let's put that down so we can play with the decorations.
Yeah, we should look at some stuff for sure.
2 hours later, let's look at some decorations.
Yeah. Well, you've given us some great.
This would be a good place to do it.
Yeah, this would be a fun one. You get little like glowing mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we got a building over here.
Oh my gosh, so many bats.
All right, so I want to ask you guys a question, because this was something we debated a lot, and don't say you liked my idea just because I'm here. But
Don't tell us which idea is yours.
We debated. Okay, I won't. I get a good point. Let me rephrase that so it's not me centric. Like we debated whether there should be lava in Moria.
We had someone in the chat ask about if you dug deep enough, would you encounter lava? Actually,
it was a long conversation about whether one of our biomes should be lava. I won't tell you where I landed on it.
Should we all vote? Do you want us all vote?
I mean, it's not like if we all vote for lava, lava's coming in the next episode.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I've been answering the question. Yeah.
I mean, the first thing that comes to my head is when the Fellowship is running from the Balrog towards the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, and I know that there was a lot of fire in that part of Moria, west of the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, in that section of the book.
Uh-oh. I might die, guys.
That's the only kind of indication
poison.
lore-wise that I can think of, but...
3, 2, 1. Oh no, it stopped right before I died.
Perfect. Perfect time.
Wow.
We did that on purpose.
Where do you
We
want
did
to
that on
put
purpose.
this?
All right, let's.
Maybe like up in here. We got a little structure we could rebuild.
So this is the structure that blew up the one time you wasted that you now it shouldn't.
Oh. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got so
You,
much
you have to move out of the way.
Oh, look at all this food I've got.
It won't let me build with you in the way.
Zollin, you have a new fan in
Yeah,
chat.
I
Do
don't
I?
know about the.
So the other
I don't know
question
about
I'm curious
lava,
about
yeah.
is mine carts. Rail.
Oh,
not
dude.
just the carts and the chains, but rail. That was another debate we had. We went really deep on.
Yeah,
about
because
whether there should be rail.
rails seem like too modern of an invention, right?
Mm-hmm. That was kind of what I felt.
As
I had
fun as it
trouble
would be
visualizing
to like
It might be too Minecraft.
recreate Temple of Doom a little bit and have like the minecart race through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that'd be too modern.
It's a hard. That's hard. I see
we
what
can
you
make
guys.
these lamps now. We need some true quartz.
I have
All
that
right.
as well.
So, consulting
What would you like to see?
the source material here, right? Gandalf of the Fellowship's running from the Balrog. Gash, muttered Gandalf. I wonder if that is what they mean, that the lower levels are on fire. Still,
fire.
we can only go on. And so, the light became...
That's fire because of the Balrog. That's not like.
No, it was at the bottom of the chamber.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was the.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're running from the Balrog.
If we want to get into a debate that isn't about this game, I love to debate how big is the Balrog 90% of its time.
He is man-sized but greater.
Yes.
There
It's
you
more
go.
like just that door, the Gandalf, if he was some giant beast.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's- yeah.
there's some really cool illustrations that I've used in my videos and talked to the artists and conveyed that I adore their version of the Balrog because it's like it comes across as, gosh, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like a very tall man shape, but it's wreathed in flame and shadow, and so there's like this magical quality, and it's demonic.
Wings. Is the wings a trick of the shadow, or does it
Yes.
actually have wings?
No, that's a trick of the shadow.
Matt answers definitively.
Yeah.
Definitively.
Yes, we know that
I
for
think
sure.
No, I did an entire video on why they don't have
did.
wings.
It was a good video.
So you
I
think
agreed.
you're
I
an
agree with the
expert.
video.
I mean, I think that the image or the art that you had Ralph Damiani make, right?
Yeah.
it was that version, right? So
Yeah.
No, I think he did that. Ralph did one for another channel.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Oh gosh. I want to say his last name is Castanon or something. Is the guy who's I'm thinking of, but it's the Balrog is kind of like floating in the air a bit, and he's got this
Yeah.
big long whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved those
And he's kind of human-like, right?
depictions of
Just really tall.
Balrogs, where they're more humanoid.
It looks
So-
really cool.
With the lava question, there was a fissure with fire in it, but whether or not that's lava, up for debate.
Yeah, that sounds like flame, not
Could have been
lava.
a gas, natural gas. Just on
Yeah,
fire.
natural gas, oil on
Yeah,
fire, I
yeah.
suppose.
If you need more true quartz, I've dropped some over here for you.
Oh, sweet. I want to put some of these lamps up.
I don't. I guess my answer would be is I don't think the game needs lava, but like I feel like maybe lore-wise, I would think there would be lava.
Boom.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
would think.
That's
Yeah,
where I
there we
kind of
go.
land. Is that
Ooh,
too?
look at that
Is
lamp.
that not?
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, like
Are
moths
you
to the
guys
flame. We were
forgetting
over here.
the most thrilling scene in the Battle of Five Armies where
Oh, no.
the dwarves escape on a river of lava on rails in a wheelbarrow?
That's
It's the best of
manufactured-
both worlds.
And that's
That's
desolation. of Sound.
manufactured molten gold. It's not lava.
Yeah, and that's desolation.
That was
Yeah.
that was a pretty cool moment.
That was.
I thought.
I don't.
It's-
I
We're just being stingy at this
doing?
point. It's okay.
Oh,
may be
sorry.
I might be an outlier, but I like all three hobby movies.
It's a
I
it's
do
like both
too.
things.
I like
It's
it.
lava and it's a minecart.
I just
So
didn't-
why not both?
I
just
saw
don't
the
like
It's a
first try to-
wheelbarrow. It's a wheelbarrow.
Well,
It's not
in
a
this
minecart.
game, it's
Oh.
a minecart.
Okay. Oh wow, that blue
I
light
saw
look.
the
These look
first
so
Hobbit
good.
movie on my honeymoon in New Zealand. So it was like,
It's
I
amazing.
actually
no matter
enjoyed
what.
the high frame rate. The high frame rate 3D. Because I don't generally like 3D movies because the motion blur.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like once I kind of, because the first 10 minutes or so it felt really weird, and then I was like, I'm gonna pretend that I'm looking through a window into Middle Earth, and then all of a sudden it was like something shifted in my brain, and I was just like, I actually like this.
You're able to
I'm one of those people that turns that off on every TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when it's artificial, yeah, but like they actually shot it in that, so I don't think it's as bad as the artificial stuff. But yeah, I get that.
You can't beat the casting of the dwarves in that movie. I thought
gosh.
was so cool.
They did such a good
All
job.
stars.
Smog's voice
Oh,
too.
that's what I wanted
Oh
to
my
do.
gosh,
All right,
so good.
here we go.
I like these lamps though.
Yeah, the lamps look
Those small ones
awesome.
up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this new lighting is like leaps and bounds. Like I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It does give a very different vibe. It's very.
Yeah,
It's good vibes for sure.
good vibes.
Team
Yeah,
good
you
vibes.
kind of play with your
You
color.
always do,
Exactly.
So you think dwarves would be able to invent English muffins? Because I would love a McMuffin.
What is
meal.
A
That's
dwarf
dwarven
McMuffin.
ingenuity.
Just kidding.
Yeah, it is.
I definitely think dwarves are the ones that just would invent things like railroads, like your question was and stuff. Though, if there was going to be something, I know Tolkien said something about goblins would probably make guns or something. But,
Yeah.
but I think dwarves would
They probably would,
be the
yeah.
inventors.
Certain tools of the enemy. The food stuff is one of those places where we went so far and like,
Oh, I
just
like
got
that
so
you can build
excited
this
about all
now.
the different kinds of food dwarves would eat. A little
Yeah.
later, we were like, they all kind of do the same thing. Who cares? It's fun food.
Oh, I love it. I
Yeah,
love the
so-
different options. Yeah. I like the new furniture and the little like scroll thing. That's cool.
Yeah, the scroll books. Yeah, those are kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good.
They're mentioning the nameless things in the chat. How did you guys decide on that design for the
Yeah,
nameless
that's a
That's
good
a
question.
good question.
Yeah,
that.
that's a terrific question. We, we know we needed something in the darkest deeps that we wanted to be really scary, but we also wanted it to feel a bit like a gamble. Is it always deadly? Am I fine this time? And we, myself and the art director and our concept artist were talking about like what would something be that would turn the corner and you could stare at it and not know, is it gonna leave you alone or is it gonna attack you? And so then we had this idea of like it would be dark, and what would something that would go kind of like dim, and then when it got bright, it was gonna attack you. And so that's when we and so that's when we thought about like, the idea of, obviously like being inspired by the art of the Balrog being kind of shadow and then suddenly being lit up with flame. And we thought that was really cool. But we had so many ideas on the board, and ultimately you got to make trade-offs and can't do everything that you want. But we talked about like mini watchers and there was a lot of different things that we had talked about, and then that was the one that felt like we could really pull off. And so we leaned on that's just one nameless thing, and who knows, maybe if we get to keep making updates, we'll make some more nameless.
Oh,
things,
that
they'll
was
just be nameless things.
You answered my next question. That's literally what I was going to ask. I was like, do you think you'll ever make any other models of nameless things?
Well, we had some problems when we had multiples before. We ultimately couldn't do all of them,
okay.
but we had some different ideas, but they were all nameless things. And at some point, the art team was like, "Well, what should we call this one?" And I was like, "I can't name it."
Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Because I guess
so we were like, all right, we're only gonna have one. That'll solve that problem.
yeah. I know. I think I bet you Lord of the Rings Online ran into that same problem because they made many versions, And they did start
Yeah.
naming them, but they named them like very evil space-sounding monster, like Void Eater and Nameless Horror, and like all they like to like categorize them. So
Well,
yeah,
I
that seems
mentioned when
hard.
I was on Corey's show, he has a show about like adapting things, and one of the things that I mentioned on that one is part of adapting. I've worked on a lot of different licensed games before, and part of adapting someone else's work is trying to get at the tone and because you can. It's very easy to kind of think of Lord of the Rings as history. And that there is exactly a thing that happened, but I like to kind of look more at the tone of what was the vibe and the tone that Professor Tolkien was trying to get at.
Yes.
And so everyone's got their own line, their own internal meter of what is a step too far. Like when you go too, because when you go too far, you can kind of go too far, and then it can feel like, oh well, that's not true. Like Captain America wasn't there at that time. Why would he? How would he know who? Like how would he be able to do that? And so there's a sort of like logic problem of some things, but then there's also, so you could kind of go, well, that doesn't make logical sense. Like Merry and Pippin wouldn't be in Moria in the Fourth Age. That doesn't make sense. They would be somewhere else. So there's a sort of taking it from a historical angle, but then there's the other angle of tone, and I think there are things that you can do that can go one step beyond, where maybe you could squint and go, yeah, I can see how that could happen, but it doesn't feel right. And finding where that is so hard, because everyone's got a different line and every developer's got a different line. So it's a hard challenge, and you have to kind of just try things on. And ultimately, I think, when you're making a game, you're making something for the players, and you want it to be fun for the players and enjoyable for the players, but you can't take yourself out of it. You still have to be you're making a creative work for yourself and for your team also. And so we would just debate endlessly about where is this on our line, and I think we ended up kind of finding a line. And some things were, naming eldritch creatures for whatever reason wasn't something that we felt was right for us, and that was just the choice we made. And I think other teams can make different things. And I think even like the food, like we made a choice to have lots of kinds of food, even though mechanically there wasn't a lot of mechanical space for us to play with. And so we could have had much fewer food and brews, and everything felt very mechanically different, or we could go with the vibe. And if you're a person that came to our game from survival crafting, they may look at a lot of our mechanics and kind of go, oh, I don't know. There's other games that maybe do this a little bit different or more to their taste. And if you come to it from Lord of the Rings, it may feel like home. And so those are just the choices that we made.
I beautifully said.
Okay, so what's the... Sorry, guys. I'm trying to travel to our base where all our stuff... Our first base. Does anybody know what that's called?
I think it was in the first level, right? Is it the Eastern?
Caverns of the Second Deep.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we're in the second
So
deep.
second stair,
Caverns
one.
Okay. I found a bug.
Ah, there it is. Oh wait, no, that's where you guys are now.
That's where.
Don't let them know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. I found a bug on my screen.
Where?
Right,
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
An actual spider.
Yeah, an actual spider. That's all he's talking about.
I was looking for our one where we had all the pallets and stuff.
Oh,
Everyone's
was
gonna be
that?
like, it's not a spider.
That wasn't the Eastern Bastion. It wasn't the first mine.
Western Hall?
Did we make a mapstone there?
Yeah.
I thought.
It's not the second stair.
The second
I
level.
bet it's the first stair one. I bet that's
First stair one. Yeah.
because it's not the Eastern Bastion. We did that later.
The second level.
It's second level?
Did we activate it?
Yep.
I did.
Huh.
Because I don't see it in the second level.
It's should be the second stair, I think. Is that?
All right. Well,
I'm going to try it out. I'll see.
Oh, I hope I didn't insult someone in the chat talking about Captain America. I love Marvel. I'll just wait here until you guys tell me which one it actually ended up being.
Someone said any plans to tame any bird life would make getting feathers a lot easier.
Oh man.
Oh, like farming and animals. Oh gosh, that's a whole system, isn't it? That'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to get to that.
It's the Western Hall
We're not,
first
we're not
Western Hall.
Have a little pig
Okay.
farm.
first mines. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
that would be cool. But that sounds like a huge undertaking.
There we
Yeah, I mean it's on.
go.
You know, we talked about like we've got like lists of things that we would love to do, and domestication is one we've talked a lot about how to do it right. Because I want the Diamoon as a friend.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Which one was it, guys? The Carven Second Deep.
Shoot.
I'm like looking through
What
it.
is it?
I think it was the first mine. Oh, the one we're at
No,
now.
it's the-
This is the Cavern Deeps.
No, the one that I'm at.
It
It was
won't
the western
West Hall?
something.
Western Halls.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So it's in the
that's it.
mines. And they call it a mine. A mine.
Well, I think I'm coming up on my time, guys.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can wrap up here.
Well, I mean, by all means, you don't have to stop because I'm going to stop. But
Oh, I still have to.
We're all
record a
adults.
Script tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm zoned
We
out.
don't have the energy we had before.
Yeah. Unlike our dwarves, we must sleep.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, we on the dev team really enjoyed watching you guys play. We're really glad that you've been enjoying the game, and it really makes us feel good that you guys get so much enjoyment out of it. And so we want to keep updating this sucker, and I can't wait for everybody to play it tomorrow. And tomorrow, fresh and early, wake up and grab the update. And if anyone in the community is playing, and grabs the update, jump into our Discord, put in support tickets, write in your feedback. We read those things, and we want to do another version, and then once we really feel good about it, get it out on PlayStation, and then onward to Xbox and Steam.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right,
well, hey,
floor length
for-
beard win. I need to know.
Thank
I'll go
you so
price that
much.
out.
All right.
We'll continue to support the game. It's awesome. You guys are doing a great
absolutely.
job.
Yeah, it's been an honor to talk to you. Thank you for
Yes,
all this
indeed.
work that you and your team do. It's amazing.
This was fun. I think I missed my call-in. I think I need to just be a streamer. This is
Be a
fun.
streamer, yeah.
Come join us.
Heck with this
You need a
development
seventh
stuff.
dwarf,
man.
Yeah, anytime, man. I love it. I mean, you'd think I'd be sick of playing the game, but I'm not. It's as you can
Hey,
tell,
you
I've
did
got
it
a long
right.
ways to go to be good at it.
Well, it's one of those that especially when you've got a group of people together, it's just fun to keep playing. Like there were so many nights where we would look down and be like, oh my gosh, we've been streaming for almost 3 hours without even really realizing it. It's wild.
We just played 2.5 hours, and I don't feel like we accomplished anything.
Right? Yeah.
This must be your
beauty of
first
it.
Matt stream.
Right? That's a trademark of that's how you
Hey.
know you've been on a Nerd of the Ring stream, when 2.5 hours fly by and you don't feel like you accomplished anything.
We're just having fun.
And so you guys are going to wrap up
Yeah.
then?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and wrap up now, guys. For those of you who might be watching this later, definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of the update as you've dived into it. Have you decked yourself out with some new armor? I've got this new awesome helmet. I feel like with this sword here and the helmet, I kind of feel like maybe this is because I've been watching a lot of Shogun, but I feel like a samurai right now.
It's like how you're holding it too.
Oh, that is
It's
cool.
so good.
It makes me want to go
So
back and
good.
play Ghost of Tsushima again.
That is such a good game. Yeah.
Such a good game.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
I
Well,
feel like I've been,
go
I've been
buy the
shouting out
game.
so many games tonight.
I know, we're just shouting out all these other
And
games.
don't forget to
about
like the
Yeah, don't
stream.
forget about Return
Jon-Paul's
to
game.
Moria.
Yes.
Yeah, go buy Return to Moria.
Return
Go-
to Moria
go give it
updates coming
ratings.
out. And we did get confirmation from Jon-Paul that it will be coming out on Steam later this year, as well as Xbox, PlayStation. So stay tuned. Follow Return to Moria on socials, and be sure to update your game tomorrow so you can get some of this new cool armor and everything. JonPaul, thank you so much for joining us and taking time out of your schedule and everything, and just hanging out with us, and also, you know, answering a ton of questions from the chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, JonPaul. It was
Thank
great
you.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Yes, it was nice to
All
meet you,
right,
sir.
guys.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you again to all the group, to Yoiston, Men of the West, to Zollin, During the Deathless, Justin from the One Ring, Higgy, and is that it? Did I get everybody?
I'm Voice of the Rings on YouTube, so people don't confuse
Voice
me.
of the
AKA
Rings, yes.
Zollin.
Hey, Matt, thank you for having us, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
of
it.
course.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks,
so
Matt.
much.
Appreciate
It's always fun. Always fun. Well, hey, thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time on Nerd of the Rings.
All right, my friends. So that was a blast, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. It was super fun. And again, thank you to Matt for letting us all join him in that. That was so fun. And again, to the dev who joined. That was really, really awesome to meet him. It was super, super fun. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you to my wonderful Patreons for their support. Baruch Kazad, Kuzadai menu. Stay happy, my friends. And again, thank you for Matt letting me record my end of the what I got to hear and see. So I will see you guys in the next ones. Have a great and wonderful day in Middle Earth. And again, let me just double down. Don't forget to go check out Matt's stream. Give it a like. Go buy Return to Moria, guys. Support the game. It's a fantastic game. Go support it. Go buy the game. Go give it good ratings on Epic Games. It's going to be on Steam later, like he said. Go and get that done. Awesome. And again, go over to Matt's stream and his old recording if you're watching mine later, because this will be a week or two later you see this video. Go check out his. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Go watch his too. We need to support the game and really get it out there. So it's awesome, and hopefully we can do more like that in the future. And it was really an honor that Matt let me join in and have fun with all of them. So have a great day, and again, thank you to my Patreons. And subscribe button's right there for my channel. Don't forget, you can like this video too. Ha ha! See you in the next one, guys. Stay happy.